Always remember that no amount of evidence will ever persuade an idiot. Politicians and diapers must be changed often, and for the same reasons. Life is short in this world, so break the rules. Forgive quickly, love truly and deeply, laugh uncontrollably, and never regret anything that made you smile. At the same time, never argue with stupid people. They'll drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. Kindness is the language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. Good decisions come from experience, and experience comes from making bad decisions. I was educated once, and it took me years to get over it. And why waste your money looking up your family tree? Just go into politics and have your opponent do it for you. If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you read the newspaper, you're misinformed. And these are just some things I wanted to share with you. My name is KJ Osborne, and I want to welcome you. Yes, you, to the show. Good to see you guys. Thanks so much for being with me for another edition of KJ's What Happened. A look back on the week of madness in the beast system. And it's been a busy 48 hours. Yesterday I dropped brand new videos, so I hope you had a chance to see the new video. We did a real fun live show last night about the new American dystopia, so I hope you had a chance to join us for that or watch it later. I just posted those up over on Rumble and BitChute this morning. So thank you, man. It's been a good, busy weekend. And thank you, Tamara, of course. Good to see you. Thanks for all you do, always. And just hope you're all doing well, man. I hope you had a good week. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. It's time for us to hang out for a while this afternoon. Oh, and by the way, just in live chat, if you could please let me know if the audio's okay, if this sounds loud enough right now. Just let me know, please. Just the distance I am from the microphone. I'm just checking to make sure that it sounds okay. So please let me know in live chat if it's sounding good. Thank you very much for letting me know. And you know what? Let's go ahead and get started. All right. Thanks, Sigato. Good to see all y'all. Good and clear. Thanks, Athena, Jonathan Hamilton, Lucia. Good to see everyone. Always a pleasure to hang out with you. Thanks, Ridge. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and jump into it, shall we? We've got plenty. Thanks, Old Man Corsax. Appreciate it. And you're welcome. Thank you. All right. What's going on with this? Let's see here. Oh, okay. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it. Where are we? There we go. What the? Give me 1 second. I could have swore I had this taken care of. I just got to set up my screen. Sometimes it happens. All right, there we go. We should be looking good. Yeah, we're good. All right, let's jump in. We'll do some headlines here. New Orleans is now going to use AI to answer 911 calls instead of a human. This came out yesterday, and then just this morning, I'm pretty sure I read a headline saying that they've decided not to do it. I think they got major pushback out there from this one. I mean, can you imagine, man? Seriously, we know that it's all moving that way anyway, but New Orleans is rolling out artificial intelligence to answer incoming 911 calls, raising urgent questions about how emergency response is going to function when a machine, not a human dispatcher, picks up the phone. According to a report, the Orleans Parish Communication District is testing the technology to ease the crushing volume of more than 1,000 emergency calls that human operators handle each day in Louisiana's largest city, one of the busiest 911 systems in the country. The system builds on an earlier experiment. In April, the district began using AI to field 311 non-emergency calls after finding that roughly half of those inquiries sought only information. Officials have now extended the approach to actual 911 emergency lines. Oh boy. The software evaluates each incoming call and can deliver immediate feedback to the caller. All right. You know, it's just, I don't like it. And we already know that's the way the system's moving. I mean, every week there's more stories. AI taking on new responsibility. AI taking on all these jobs. Amazon built a data center in a California town without anyone noticing it. In the quiet farming town of Gilroy, California, long celebrated as the world's garlic capital, a $2 billion Amazon data center is already rising on former farmland, even as angry residents pack city council meetings to protest a project most only learned about after construction began. According to the Wall Street Journal, the tech giant and local officials spent years quietly negotiating the deal with almost no public awareness until work was underway, of course, and local officials. And those are the ones that they got the money. They got paid. It's why you'll see so many of these meetings where the people are packing these city council meetings, and you can just tell. Not all of them, not all the videos I've seen, but a lot of them you tell. I mean, the city council doesn't care. They've already been paid, and they just don't care. They'll sit there and they'll let you say your stuff, and then that's it. They don't care. They're good. Then they'll drive their new Mercedes home, and everything's okay. It says many, if not most, residents first learned about this project after construction had already begun. Real cool. What's stunned the community is how the facility cleared every regulatory hurdle without a single public voter hearing. Last July, a lone city staffer, the community development director, signed off on the 438,500 square foot data center on 56 acres of land about 30 miles south of San Jose. The approval rested on industrial zoning rules written 45 years ago, or whatever. Someone got paid. He got paid. Someone got paid. Lake Mead. Just imagine, man, we all have to stand before the Lord one day, man. Every knee will bow, every tongue will confess. And I just think about people doing these evil things all the time when I'm watching these stories, and I just picture them having to be there in front of the Creator, because we're all going to be there. We're all going to be there. There's the Bema seat. Also, don't forget about that. That's something else. But, yeah, we're all going to stand before him. And just, man, dude, people are in trouble. There's some people in real trouble. They're not taking it seriously that we have a creator. Someone probably don't believe. Lake Mead, and this goes to the Hoover Dam, right? Nation's largest reservoir reaches lowest water level on record. Isn't this connected to the Hoover Dam? Yeah, it is. It's in Colorado. The Colorado River, I mean. There have been some weird things around the Hoover Dam. Jonathan Kleck showed us long ago on the money, all the things that are printed on the money, the 9/11, OKC boom, and then things that are coming. New York City tsunami wave, and the Hoover Dam coming down as well, like the birthing ritual, the way I see it. But no, Jonathan showed us that on the money long ago. I just did a video not long ago. They had a weird thing set up on the Hoover Dam, like lighting, and it was for the America's 250 or something, right? And it looked like two arms coming out of the ground and pulling it down. It's so weird. But they put a big goat on it several years ago for some soccer team they were advertising, but it was the red, black, and white colors all over the Hoover Dam, like colors of sacrifice. And big goat, so there you go. Iran lawmaker threatens U.S. power grid if Iran is attacked. Yep, we'll see. 3 cosmic events will converge within hours of one another on August 12th. A rare alignment of 3 major celestial events is set to unfold on August 12th, sparking widespread online speculation and doomsday claims across social media. According to a report from the Daily Mail, a total solar eclipse, the peak of the Perseid meteor shower, and a 6-planet parade will occur within hours of each other, creating what many have called the universe's triple feature. See, I'll be looking for major strikes in the Middle East and stuff like that on these days, personally. Like, that's just the way I kind of see some of these things. They line up, but that's me. And other big events. Let's see what happens, if anything at all. Convergence has fueled intense reactions. That's literally doomsday, one user declared, while another warned, if y'all hear trumpets, mind your business. Additional posts described the lineup as the intro to a disaster movie and claimed that ancient Mayans would have viewed an eclipse, planetary alignment, and meteor shower as apocalyptic omens signaling war, crop failure, or divine wrath. Some joked the cosmos was staging a soft reboot or delivering astronomy's season finale. All right, interesting. We shall see. It's August 12th. What is that? What is today? Saturday, so Wednesday? I guess Wednesday, huh? We'll see. Chipotle rocked by food poisoning outbreak as more than 110 diners fall ill after eating jalapenos tainted with potentially deadly bacteria. Oh, that's bad. Any of you like Chipotle? Do you go there a lot? I've only been there like twice. It was good, but I thought it was expensive. First grader with autism suspended for biting a sandwich into the shape of a gun. How much nonsense is this? It's just that pussification, removing any, and we already know, it's like the whole mother goddess spirit and all that, the rise of all that, and we see that energy. Definitely just with attacks on masculinity, men, softening everything, making everybody a little wussy. Oh my, he made us a gun from a sandwich. He's like, man, people. A Georgia first grader with autism was suspended after shaping a sandwich into a gun and pointing it at a classmate during lunch. Oh my God. School reports from Sarah Harp Mentor Elementary shows that a 6-year-old, John Medina, they put his name out there. Whoa, John Medina, received more than 24 disciplinary actions since 2023. Check this out. The school has disciplined him at least 33 times, 33, including 14 suspensions. Some involved violent. I hope his parents didn't put him on some pills to quash that. There's other ways to work that out, Some involved violent behaviors such as kicking and punching another student at recess. Records also note prior discipline from pointing a water bottle at someone while making gun noises and for drawing a pilgrim shooting a turkey. My gosh, lock him up, guys. He's a madman, I say. This is nonsense, huh? The sandwich incident occurred in March of the previous school year. Administrators told John's mother that her son had bitten his sandwich into the shape of a gun, pointed at a classmate, and made shooting sounds. The call left her stunned. They informed me over the phone call that he was getting suspended for it, she said, and you're just like baffled. The family brought in Donna Reynolds, a former special education director, to represent them in meetings. Reynolds said the suspension failed to properly consider John's age or his autism. I don't think a 6-year-old without autism would understand that that's not appropriate, Reynolds said. They make their fingers into a gun, they pick up sticks, they make them into guns. So I think we get it. It's just, right? Right? Come on. Plus just how the whole, teaching industry's changed extremely, medical industry's changed, and a lot of it started around the whole 2020 event, really. Like, it's all accelerated since then. Shout out to Todd, friend of mine. Haven't seen him in a while, but was a school teacher and left because he was getting tired of kind of the woke nonsense and all that. Loved the kids, and did love a lot of the people he worked with. But it was just becoming too much, like they really have turned into, always were, but now it's so obvious they're little indoctrination centers, and you can watch these videos of people in the streets asking people out of high school in America basic questions. They know nothing. A lot of them. And that's not to throw all the kids under the bus. I know there's so many great, smart, talented younger people, but there's a larger percentage than we've ever seen in these younger generations now of like some real serious issues, like real dumbing down happening. Cyber attacks target water systems in at least 12 states. Oh boy, water is the currency of the future, as you know. Billy Gates told us that. Washington faces its worst natural disaster in history as thousands of people are displaced by wildfires. Yeah, suspicious one out there. We'll get to that a little later, but more of that's happening. But there's more to that story. We'll cover it when it comes up. Oh, and if you didn't know, I don't know if this made big news or not this week, but they just had the Pentagon just had their 5th batch of UFO videos and files they released. So now we're on the 5th batch, and this was posted just yesterday from the Hill. So we're on the 5th batch now. And I looked through some. I don't recall seeing anything that stood out. I mean, we'll look around here. But, yeah, it's just an orb. Cool, But last batch, they actually had one of the flying humanoids. Remember that? They actually had what looked like a flying humanoid, which was interesting. Now we're just getting orbs. And orbs are boring to us. You know, I've come to the conclusion that's the basic form that the spirits will take. And then they can morph and change out of that, shapeshift into whatever, even multiply, you know, and we've seen that. The drones in Jersey, so many people were filming the orbs turning into airplanes, you know, and actual what looked like little drones, you know. There's a man who's arrested after dressing as Grim Reaper on hospital roof and staring at patients. So I just did this video about faces changing and masks, you know, and all that, and this would fall right in. Too bad this hadn't already happened. I'd put this in there. 26-year-old man was fined $200. I guess kind of a picture of him. Creep. 26-year-old man's been arrested after dressing as the Grim Reaper and climbing onto the roof of a Welsh hospital so he could stare at the staff and visitors. North Wales Police and North Wales Fire and Rescue Service were called after the man dressed in the black hooded outfit was seen overlooking the entrance at this hospital. Later identified as Leon Gillespie, is his name, was also seen brandishing what appeared to be a long blade. He was later charged with causing a nuisance or disturbance without reasonable excuse. 4 police cars and a fire service vehicle were seen at the hospital during the 50-minute-long incident. He pleaded guilty to the offense and was handed a $200 fine. There he is. Hi, just being a creep. But it does make you wonder what was going through his mind. There's a story from this week. I don't know if I posted it up or not for today or not, but a 15-year-old boy dressed as a clown was caught on camera, someone's ring camera, being a creep, and then later they found out that he had taken someone's life that evening, dressed as a clown. So there's something to it. You see what I mean? What's this? Oh, let's refresh it. I didn't lose connectivity. Man, something's been going on with X. It's acting weird. Yeah, see, X is being weird, man. I was having trouble with it just before the show started. Do you see this? It's saying I lost connectivity, which is really weird. Like it wants to go over, but it doesn't. I wonder if X is down right now. So I do have a bunch of X stuff, but I'll just go ahead and jump around to the other stuff for now, and we'll see if that works.
A lot of the times you'll see Hispanic people, bro.
Hold on one second. This is TikTok. Man, that'll be something if X just totally goes down, which is weird. But let me get over here on the chat with you guys here for a second. I've been reading. But yeah, like I said, X was acting weird just before the show also, so I'm not sure what's going on with X. Can you guys let me know in the live chat? Could some of y'all try to get onto X and see if you have any trouble with it? And let me see if it's just something over here, which wouldn't make any sense. It's like just blocking specifically X. I'll look here on the phone real quick. Let's see here. No, so it came up on the phone good. That's weird. So X came up fine there. All right, we're going to go ahead and keep on moving. Oh, maybe my settings, you think? I don't know. Maybe it is. No? It's not. All right, there's something. Like I said, I'll come back to it. For now, we'll just kind of go through all the videos that aren't X. And maybe it'll work itself out. You know what I mean? All right, let's check it out. It says, don't mix Jesus with Florida water.
They'll put it with this. Alcanfor. I know what this is. Come on now. Y'all probably got a mother who fills up a glass or a wine glass or whatever full of Florida water right here. You feel what I'm saying? Puts one of these inside for cleansing in the house, for good vibes, for good energy, to clean demonic stuff. You inviting demonic stuff, bro. This is done to do rituals, bro, for demonic saints. These saints have demons behind them. They are not saints. You should not be worshiping saints. You can't take this and mix it with Jesus. A lot of Catholics do that. A lot of Hispanic people, you can't mix Jesus with this. God hates mixture. Get this out of your house. If this is you, let your mother see this. Mira, esto es del demonio. Esto es del demonio. Tú no puedes mixear a Jesucristo con esto. Jesús no está en esto. Throw that Alcanfor out. Throw that Florida water out. Let's throw this all the way in the back over there so it won't be found in.
We had a kid with us that was so terrified, Sean. Nobody could figure out how he got through boot camp. He was so scared that if we go on an ambush, you could hear his teeth chattering, and he would urinate on himself all the time. That makes it even worse. You're in a hole with a guy, and he's peeing all the time, all over you. He was absolutely terrified and shouldn't have been there. Lieutenant finally came to him and said, "We're going to give you an out." Most terrified Marine I ever saw, I ever met. And he tells Lieutenant, "I ain't going home. All the Marines go home." Yeah. We had a kid with us that was so terrified, Sean. Nobody could figure.
That's beautiful, I think.
The other day I was sitting at a stop sign and this truck was in front of me about to pull into oncoming traffic. And all of a sudden he put his truck in reverse and kind of gunned it back. And I was paying attention, luckily, so I was able to get in reverse really quick and try and back up, but I didn't back up fast enough. And so he hit the front of my car. And so I'm so annoyed. I put my car in park and I go to get out of my car. But before I do, he gets out of his truck and turns around and looks at me. And he's wearing a full face mask, like a full face mask with big goggles on. And so he's staring at me and I'm staring at him in a full face mask. And I'm like, I'm not getting out of my car. I'm by myself. Why are you wearing a full face mask? And he looks at me and just gives me a thumbs up. And I look back at him and I don't know what to do at this point. So I just kind of shrug, I'm like, what the hell are you doing? And then he gets back in his truck and drives away. And I did get a picture, I tried really quickly to get a picture of his license plate, but he had a bag coming out of the trunk of his truck covering half of his license plate, so I couldn't get the whole thing. And then he took off.
In some situations,
It's back to those masks again, right? It's weird. Like I said, there's something to it. I'm going to check ahead here and look at something. Yeah, see, it's still doing that. So this is a new one. I've never seen this. Seems like you lost connectivity. We'll keep retrying. Never ever seen that happen before. So this is a new one. You know what? I'm going to try something. So I'm going to reset and just see how that goes. So it's going to go quiet and dark for a moment, but I do need to try this. So let me go ahead and give this a shot. It's just a quick reset, and like I said, I may go dark here for a little bit, but I'll be right back. Thanks. Okay, guys, so you should be able to hear me again. And the good news is that the reset worked, it seems. So I believe we're back in it. Okay. So there we go. Yeah. Cool. All right. So we're back on that. Let me make sure you're good. Can you guys hear me okay? Good. You can hear me? Awesome. So we're back. Yeah, the reset helped. Okay. I guess sometimes we'll need to do that, but thanks for your patience and getting through that. All right, cool. Now let's go ahead and continue with the show. All right. Cool. Everything good? Good to see you guys. Mad Guns. What's up, man? Sherry, Gnarly, Otis. All right, let's do it. Oops. What am I doing? Let's do that. Let's do this. And we'll go. So this is a weird one. Tourists capture the exact moment a strange bird or something they can't identify stalks a dog. But down here it says the video has been circulating since April 2026 without verification from reliable sources and originates from an account that includes content about AI type videos. So this could be an AI. But again, another example of what we talked about last night, or in my new video also about, and y'all already know, we've talked about it before, but AI comes in conveniently so heavily now as the veil really is ripping more and more, and stranger things are coming in. That's why some of these things could be believable, you know. But, all right, let's check this one out, though. This is a good one.
Mira, allá abajo hay algo moviéndose. Es un perro. El perro está ladrando. ¿Qué es eso? Ay.
You know what I mean?
Hay algo moviéndose. Es un perro.
So if they haven't been verified.
¿Qué es eso? Ay.
Look at that. That thing's horrifying looking.
Mira, allá
One
abajo
more time.
hay algo moviéndose. Es un perro. El perro está ladrando. ¿Qué es eso? Ay.
Pretty wild. I don't know. Again, it's a good example. And it says here admin verified. It's been circulating for a few months. Could be AI. Hey, let's hear from Eli Yoder. Our old buddy, ex-Amish, Eli Yoder. Oh, why does this have me on my scariest movie ever channel now? All right, so check it out. The Bible verse that literally says to consider all religious denominations as poo-poo. I know.
This morning, I want to show all you guys the Bible verse that says all of the religious requirements and stuff we were taught that wasn't found in the Bible, to consider it all as dung, which means shh. Let's read it. I was fellowshipping at the event with so many different believers. I was stunned how many former Amish showed up and Albany in Indiana when I was preaching at that event on Saturday night. And all of them that came out of religious groups, not just Amish, but there was many people there that had escaped religious denominational practices that were not found in the Bible. And one believer brought this verse up, and I wanted to show you this morning. The Bible literally says those requirements that we could not keep, that Jesus also didn't come to keep with those religious hypocrites. Consider it all as dung, pretty much crap. Philippians 3 verse 8 is where it's found. And I count all things but loss for the exceeding excellency of knowledge of Jesus Christ my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things. Paul lost everything for the sake of Christ. And do count them but dung, that I may win Christ. Christ was so much more important than the religious do's and don'ts that he literally says to consider all of those things, practices. See, Paul was a Pharisee, a very religious individual. And he said to consider it all as shh. That's what he says. Now, the original word used in Greek was skupalan, which translates to refuse, rubbish, table scraps for dogs, or dung. Paul's point, he is comparing his proud religious background, his heritage. That's one thing I saw in those former Amish that showed up. And Amish, some were set free that were full-blown Amish there, had the head covering on. They were free in Christ, and they were even considering their own heritage, his strict law abiding life, to the supreme value of knowing Jesus. All of that Amish heritage, the strict law, man made commandments, they considered it as dung in order to win Christ. Christ is who they're hanging on to. That's why they come to my events that we do to fellowship together with like-minded believers, to do as the Bible says, to worship God in truth and in spirit. So the goal, Paul says, he counts his old life as loss so he can gain a right standing with God through faith in Christ rather than his own works, religious do's and don'ts. I absolutely love that verse, which proves that we have to deny ourselves, pick up our cross, follow him, and consider all that religious heresy, all that denominational stuff that's not found in the Bible as dung, as that's what we need to do with it, is cast it out, consider it loss, pick up our cross, and follow him. Now, there's many good practices that come out of these cultures. The problem is when it's enforced that you must obey it, and which then replaces it with the true gospel of Jesus Christ. There's many do's and don'ts, commandments of men, that are being enforced to where people must do it or you're cast out, you're shunned. So look for the fruits of the Spirit. What's the first word in the fruits of the Spirit? Love. Jesus' love abiding in us, if you let Jesus in your heart, produces much fruit, John 15. Then those fruits of the Spirit is love brings unity, not division, not shunning because you disagreed or messed up and had a dress code violation with your sleeves above your elbow that my dad got shunned for all the time, and left the top collar open and had a lay down collar like this, getting shunned for those man-made heresies. Yeah, that's the dung.
And that's something that's so terrible, this shunning. They turn their back on their family, for not following these worldly rules.
And those believers that come to these events, there was Yoders, there was Bontraggers, there was Bilers, there was Millers, there was so many Amish names that showed up at the event. And one thing they all had in common is in that verse I just read in Philippians chapter 3, verse 8. They considered all those practices as dung in order to win Christ. So it's a great reminder. It doesn't matter how you were born and raised. If you were raised Catholic, Jehovah's Witness, Mormon, Amish or Mennonite or Hutterite, and any of those religious names, any name, Methodist, Nazarene, the very strict UPC, United Pentecostal, which canceled me from coming because they found out I'm not a member if they're in. Yeah, that membership is not biblical either. Throw all of that out. Throw all those labels out. Because Jesus says, you hypocrites in Mark chapter 7, you have a fine way of setting aside God's commandments in order to fulfill your own human traditions. What's wrong with you, bro?
All right, let's stop there. Great stuff from Eli Yoder over on YouTube.
So about 30 minutes ago, I was laying in bed, and the Lord told me to get off my phone and talk to him. So I grabbed my notebook, and I wrote to him and I said, what do you want me to do? And he had said, go outside. I need to show you something. And I also wanted to ask him what he want me to post, because I have a lot of things to post, but I normally ask him what he wants me to post. And so the message that I'm going to tell y'all is what he told me to tell y'all. Okay. So I asked him, I said, I'm going. Do you want me to take this book? And he said, yes. So as I went upstairs, I grabbed this book, and I grabbed a pencil, and I grabbed my phone. And then he said, throw your phone. So I threw it back on the bed, and I went outside. And so then I told him, I said, I'm here. What do you want to show me? And as I said that, he went silent for about 2 minutes. And I'm looking at the day, and it's beautiful. You have people cutting grass. You got people washing cars. The sky is beautiful. It's blue. The sun is up. It's hot. Clouds are in the sky, but they're making beautiful shapes and everything. It's nothing crazy going on. But and then it started thundering. And there was no clouds that made this thunder. It was like thunder was walking above the blue sky. There was nothing, nobody noticed it. No, it was so subtle that nobody did anything about it. Even the weather forecast, it said nothing about it. And this actually happened. So I reached for my phone, but then I remembered that he told me to throw it because I was going to record it so I could show y'all, but he didn't want me to. So that happened. I said, "My Lord, why is there thunder on this beautiful day?" And he said, "Because on a peaceful day like this will I return. I do this to show you that I am the Lord Almighty, says the Lord of hosts. What can man do unto me? What can man do to stop my coming? Therefore put down the useless idols and tactics that you hold on to and repent, for my kingdom is at hand. Vengeance is mine, and I will repay. Warn my people and the people of the world. My words are not to be taken lightly. Time is running out. My grace is running out. Declare this unto the people, Caden." And he never says my name. That's the thing. He always calls me son. And so when he said my name, it kind of hit a little different. He said, "Declare this unto the people, Caden. I have called you by name. I, the Lord, have spoken. Say unto the people, this is what my Lord says. On the day of destruction, I will take my people from this world, and I will take them unto mine. The ones left behind will have to stay and endure the trials and tribulations thereof. You chose the world while you had a choice, so why would I force you to be with me forever? Therefore I will give you your portion, which you chose, which is death, and it will be permanent. Then you will know that I am the Lord Almighty. My children know my voice, and they hear me. Those who hear my voice and listen to it shall be saved. Those who choose their own ways, despite all of my warnings, will face death. My mercy and grace is running out for the world, for I grow weary of the sin inside of it. It contaminates my people and pull them further from me. Therefore, I will pour my Holy Spirit to some on the earth to warn about the things to come. Those who have ears to hear, hear." What can you say to me on the day of judgment? Can you say to me, I didn't know? I will not accept those lies. You are from your father, and I will repay you as such. The ones who have hearkened to my voice and repent for their wicked ways and believe in my Son Jesus, whom I've sent, will be saved on that day. I will receive them as my own gladly. But woe to those who deny him on earth. It would be better for that man to have never have been born. You will be subject to my wrath, and it will not be quenched. Repent from evil, you foolish people. Don't you know that I see you? Don't you know that I will demand an explanation as to your account? Who then will save you? For my Son himself will deny you. If he tells me that he doesn't know you, I won't accept you as his or my own. Therefore, you will die a fool's death 1,000 times again and again. Heed this warning, fools of the world. Let not life pass you by. Surrender unto me, and let your life be saved. My yoke is easy, and my burden is light. Woe to you who choose not to accept it. I, the Lord Almighty, have spoken it. These things will come to pass, even as I speak. Woe to those who choose the world and not me. I, the Lord, decree this message. And I asked to test the spirit, as we're supposed to do. I said, did Jesus Christ come in the flesh? And he said, yes. And he
I'll go ahead and stop there. It goes on a little bit longer, but it's Caden. Looks like Caden LOL. I think that's him. Yeah, Caden LOL. If you're interested, over on TikTok. It's pretty deep. It's feeling that. Multiple American homeowners in this community were growing trees. But then this happened. One tree was a black sapote tree a resident grew for 20 years. Another was an avocado tree that was 10 years old. But then their HOA came and chainsaw these trees down. Freaking HOA, man. Got to make an HOA horror movie if they haven't yet.
Over 20 years, I've been growing this black sapote tree, and they cut it down. This is the HOA. This was a huge tree. So sad. They also cut my neighbor's avocado tree down. They left a acerola cherry, but they cut his avocado down. That was huge also, 10 years. It's the only trees in the neighborhood that they cut. Very sad.
It looks like the HOA is allowed to do this. In many cases, HOA do have.
But you'd make it like a psychological thriller. To me, it wouldn't be all bloody, over the top. There'd be some, but it wouldn't be like over the top gore, goofy horror movie thing. It'd be like I think you could make a real well-written psychological thriller where they're acting as like the watchers, And like some of them, they never talk to you, but every time you walk by their house, they're inside the window looking at you through their phone, recording you as you walk by. You know what I mean? Just little subtle things like that. You could really make it a good creepy movie, the HOA. And they get the law involved, and the law always takes the HOA's side, stuff like that. Area 51's on fire, if you didn't know. This is pretty crazy, and people think something strange is happening. Yeah, this is a little bit of footage of it. This has been a big story lately, too, I've seen around.
So, of course, we drive over to Tikaboo Valley again to take a closer look. Getting closer, we can see that pretty much the entire side of Bald Mountain is on fire.
Area 51 is on fire, but something strange is going on here. Now, wildfires certainly aren't something new in Nevada, but people are immediately worried that we might have seen a new weapon in action. And there's a good reason why people are so suspicious. Back in May, this same area was hit by strange earthquake swarms.
Well, in the span of 24 hours, there have been 17 earthquakes near Area 51. It started with a 4.4 magnitude quake just 2.5 miles underground. The area is normally not prone to earthquakes this shallow.
At the time, the legacy media said it was some kind of nuclear testing, but now some people believe it was a new kind of weapon. A weapon that might have been responsible for what we saw next.
Whoa. Dang. That's pretty crazy. Seems like there's a lot of people pushing buttons out there, making things happen when it comes to weather, perhaps. This is really, really interesting. This is an Egyptian singer performing a song in the language of ancient Egypt. I didn't know I'd ever even heard anything like this before. I don't think I had till I heard this. Egyptian singing dates back to around 4500 BCE, with music playing a central role in rituals, religious, royal, and everyday. So here's some of this. Pretty interesting, huh? It's kind of mystical. It's got a mystical feeling to it. You can imagine that those kind of sounds echoing, I guess through the chambers with all those creepy fallen mixtures of things hanging out. This is I always like these little flashbacks. This is high school before smartphones existed. I may have to stop the music on this. I'm not sure what they're playing here.
I'm sick of sounding out.
Yeah. Is it Nickelback? Some of you will remember these days. Some of you were around that age back in these days. Some of you, well, I mean, yeah, a lot of you, I guess. Maybe. I don't know how it all breaks down. But I know I can relate to some of this. It was a different world, wasn't it? It really was. People were goofy, happy. That's one thing I've seen also just about the new generations is they don't dance. Like dance clubs and stuff like that. They're having trouble. Like we've seen videos where some of the owners of these clubs are talking about it. It just doesn't happen the way it used to. It's not the same thing. They don't want to look silly or goofy or just let themselves go. A big part of that is because we live in a surveillance state now. Everybody's got a little camera on them, so they see someone else goofing off and having fun, they'll film it, make a meme out of it, put it online. That person could go viral without even knowing it, just being a little goofy and silly for a few seconds. You know what I mean? It's kind of a real hateful, dark side of the social media stuff. This little girl is not in the video. She wasn't even born, but she is moved to tears watching her mother and father get married. Yeah, this is sweet. Check this out.
What's that? There's Daddy. He's so happy. There's Mommy. That's you. That is me. Why are you crying, Daddy? I didn't cry. Mommy with Papa at the end? Yeah. Aww. I love you. I love you so much. Aww. Baby, it's okay.
Is it so happy?
Yeah. Aww. You're so sweet. This is Mommy and Daddy getting married. Yeah.
Cute. Cute stuff. Ford has a security vulnerability that they're internally leaving unfixed so they can sell you the solution. Man, Ford, they keep screwing up. They're being real bad about putting surveillance in all the new vehicles. And we saw the clip last week of the guy whose Bronco just shut down because he missed a payment. He's in the middle of a highway. Not cool.
In a relay attack, a thief walks up to your front door or the side of your house with a large signal booster. And normally your key fob only unlocks your car if you're within a couple of feet of the vehicle. But the signal booster tricks your car into thinking that the key fob is right next to the door. The thieves then unlock the car, start the push button ignition, and they drive off before you realize what's happened. Now with the Ford security plan, the start inhibit will stop this kind of attack. It will prevent anyone from starting the car with the fob unless the start inhibit option is disabled in your Ford app. So in other words, Ford wants to charge you a monthly fee in order to correct a security vulnerability that they have built into every single one of their vehicles. So instead of allowing you to, say, require a PIN to be entered before your truck will start, Ford demands that you pay them $80 a year to enable this feature within the app. Oh, you have to select start inhibit every time you park the car, which is, obviously very convenient as well.
All right, so this is true. These relay attacks do happen. They are able to act as a key fob and they can steal your vehicle. There is a real security package that Ford is selling, but it's actually more than $80 a year. It is $7.99 per month, so that's $96 a year. And the most wild part about this is Ford is actually proud of this security and vulnerability and to sell you this package. This is right on their website. They're admitting that your car can be stolen, that there is this vulnerability, but they're happy to sell you this Ford security package. I mean, this is wild.
Get peace
peace of mind in drive and in park with the available Ford Security Package. With theft alerts, start inhibit, and stolen vehicle services. Monitor and help protect what?
Start inhibit and stolen vehicle services. So they know that somebody's going to start your car without your authorization and then drive away, so you need that stolen vehicle service. I mean, they're literally selling you for something that they refuse to fix that they know is an issue.
In a real,
That's really jacked up. When you say, but yeah, man, I keep finding these things on Ford and their prices are crazy now and all this stuff, and it's just too bad. NPC glitches mid-fight. You decide, I don't know. Maybe he's just, he's glitching. Some people might say, spazzing out. But you decide.
This MMA fighter glitches like he's something right off of Grand Theft Auto. Is this proof that we do have NPCs that
they do have
amongst
NPCs
us?
that do that.
Some would actually say that we create these monsters through repetitive training, that we actually create NPCs. These NPCs learn to react instead of responding, almost like not knowing how to play a video game and just hitting all the buttons. If you have a logical explanation of what's going on here, please leave it below.
Not sure, man. Maybe he's on something. But again, it's another, we haven't seen other videos of people glitching out. Remember all the ones where people just pause while they're walking and they'll like freeze there? It says, what the crap was that? Ooh, look at her tongue. They walk among us, lizard, person, or demon. It says ABC. I guess you get to decide. Dana Bash. But yeah, check this out. Is it something or nothing?
I am frustrated.
She's fighting with RFK Jr. This is actually, I think I've got this full clip on for Monday's show where RFK Jr. and her get into kind of a fight, and she's being a creep, as the legacy media will be. Here's the beginning of the tongue. Here we go.
I am frustrated. The reason I'm frustrated is because I am frustrated. The reason I'm frustrated. I am frustrated.
She looks like she's like gonna throw up. Let's play it real slow. Or as slow as I can go. And we'll do that. And now watch. There have been other people on newscasts that have done their weird things like that with their tongue, other things. They're not just their tongue, but they do things that seem like serpent-like. I'll show you one now that I'm thinking of it. Okay, I guess that's it. I don't know, maybe something, maybe nothing, but there have been enough of those where, let me see. Wait. And it's when they get angry, see? So she was like getting kind of mad at him. They were fighting. And then she kind of did that. And the same thing happens on what I'm about to show you. I'm pretty sure X will have it somewhere, I would think. It's kind of a classic. Could be wrong. If not, I'll try TikTok. Yeah, I'll just try TikTok. So you got to do sometimes. Let's do that. Jump over here because I want to show you this one.
Stop.
Got to be in here somewhere. There it is.
Quid pro quo, Clarice.
So, yeah, now these guys are like fighting. This is a short clip of it, but if you watch the longer clip, they're going back and forth like that host was with RFK Jr. And then she kind of did the weird kind of tongue thing, right? It's like, but now watch this. You hear him. He like straight up hisses at this guy like a snake.
Quid pro quo, Clarice.
We have capitalism and we embrace it, and they
Then
don't
they don't.
necessarily.
Right. Well, they embrace certain kinds of capitalism more than we do.
We're free traders, and should we stop being free traders? Quid pro quo,
Yes,
Clarice.
we have capitalism and we embrace it.
Quid pro quo, Clarice.
We have capitalism.
That is so creepy, man. It's one of the best.
Yes, we have capitalism and we embrace it. Yes, we have cap.
Like a snake, man. The hiss. So there've been a lot of them. There's some people from LA news show that also have done a lot of the serpent type stuff and shapeshifted.
We have capitalism.
Even shapeshifted on camera. So there's a whole thing there. But maybe that brings out like that angry side when they start getting mad at somebody, you know, fussing back and forth, and then, you know. Says, watch your eyes closely. I've never seen eyes move like that before, have you? So I don't know. Is there some kind of eye disease or anomaly I'm unaware of that would make people be able to do this?
2, do it. What? No. Trigger, where are you going?
Hannah appears to manipulate her pupils on command. With people filming in disbelief, her pupils dilate and constrict voluntarily, sparking a storm of theories online. Some viewers joked she must be an alien, a reptilian, or...
I don't know. He said, is there some kind of a thing, maybe? Is there a medical thing going on there? So, do you guys remember probably a year ago, we were seeing some clips every now and then here on the show of a guy that was on TikTok. I think his name's Uncle Pappy, or that's his handle, Uncle Pappy or something like that. And he looked a lot like Robin Williams and kind of sounded like him. And I haven't checked. I guess he's still around. But there was a period of time there where I just kept running into those videos and sharing some of them. And you know what I mean? Definitely sound Uncle Pappy, I think, on TikTok. Anyway, here's another guy, and I guess some people think this might be Robin Williams. So there's another one of these. Let's see.
That's the thing. You know, you get on TikTok and you want to do some sort of a video to inspire somebody, basically. That's my goal. To encourage people, let them know that no matter what they're going through, everything will be okay. You know, you kind of got to put your trust into something else besides yourself, besides the people around you. You have to put your trust in God. Because when it comes right down to it, you didn't make you, I didn't make me, we didn't make us. You know what I'm saying? It's a higher power. And I believe it's Jesus. I know it's Jesus. I know he's out there, I know he's watching us. And he's taking care of us. I know life looks weird, crazy, different, stressful. Just put your life in his hands. And trust him. Instead of being anxious and worried, give it to him. Hey, have a great day. God bless.
Interesting, eh? Beautiful message. I do like that. Beautiful message. One of y'all sent me in the P.O. box, don't worry about anything. Some of that, I can't remember. It's like, worry about nothing, pray about everything. Like something like that. It's hanging up, so thank you. And for other P.O. box people, by the way, I've been out in the woods for a few weeks, so I'm heading back soon. So this week I'll be checking out the P.O. box. If you've sent anything, thanks for your patience. I'll get to it, and I'll definitely write you guys back this week, so thanks. Why copper was removed from homes. This is a good one. Do any of you have copper, like mugs or like, you know, drinking cups or anything? Another shout out to my friend Todd. Gave me one of those long ago. It's amazing. I still use it. So drinking from some kind of a copper cup is a great idea if you didn't know.
That's why they removed copper from swimming pools, because they realized that copper was so antibacterial that it was completely purifying the water that the people were swimming in without all of the harmful effects of chlorine, which we also know is a $1 trillion industry. But also, when the copper was rested in the swimming pools, copper ions were being absorbed into the water, which hold an electrical charge. Therefore, when people were swimming in these pools, their bodies were absorbing this charged water, and we are electrical beings. Therefore, the water that they were swimming in and bathing in was instantaneously healing their bodies. And so if you then think about copper pipes, which are being completely erased, it then makes perfect sense, because the elites realize that when water flows through copper pipes,
that water then becomes charged water, creating some of the most powerful water in the world, purifying it to a level no other material can match. This is another reason why farmers would place copper in their livestock's water bowls, because they knew that the copper would keep the water completely pure and charge the water.
So cool. Don't you love stuff like that? I do. Yeah, copper, man. Copper's where it's at. It's also something that's being taken from a lot of these data center construction sites. People are going after the copper because it goes for a pretty penny, if you didn't know. Woman notices something strange at Home Depot, unmarked trucks, and more. Let's see what she says.
Anyone know what the is at Home Depot? There's this crazy mess of wires and all these poles around these trucks. And they're always here, and I have no idea what it is. All of them are unmarked. U.S. mail? This is the only location in my area with flock cameras, too. And I just want to know what the these things are. Still lost. That one doesn't say U.S. mail on it. I don't know what this one is. And this guy. What the are these things? And then right here, you got a flock camera right by the wires. Another flock camera right over there. And then there's all these storage containers right next to it. It's bizarre. Does anyone know what the is going on at this Home Depot? Are any others like this?
Now, some people say those wires are part of an electrical grounding safety grid, but that still doesn't explain all those unmarked trucks, and especially those flock cameras, which are apparently only present at this Home Depot in this town.
Yep, that's suspicious. If any of you would let us know if you've seen anything like that in your towns, suddenly a bunch of white unmarked vans. Remember we had a live show last week where that's been a whole thing. A lot of people reporting these white cargo vans showing up in neighborhoods, staying all night sometimes, just parked in neighborhoods. And this is all around. I can't say all around America, but it's different states, right? It says images are not artificial intelligence. Giant spiders in Iraq caught on camera. Down here it says the 2000 video shows camel spiders, which are huge, from Iraq, not giant spiders. All right. This is a good capture, though. But yeah, I've seen other videos. Have you ever looked at videos of the camel spiders that a lot of the soldiers that were out there years ago experienced? And they're still out there, these things?
Don't give up.
See it huge one walking away in the back there. And there he is. Or she. It's hard to tell. There you go. Yeah, like what in the crap is that? It looks like another something big walking away. Another big spider. You can see the legs there. Yeah, that's a real thing. Camel spiders, man. They're scary. Apparently they'll go after you too. Like they run at you. Honestly, this detail about Judas is one of the most terrifying things in the Bible, this gentleman says.
Dude, honestly, this little thing is like one of the most terrifying things in the entire Bible. Okay, and everyone misses this. If you go back to Matthew 26, the Gospel of Matthew is the only gospel that records this. You got this time where all the disciples are hanging out with Jesus is Last Supper. And Jesus tells the disciples, he's like, hey, heads up, one of you is going to betray me. As soon as Jesus goes, one of you is going to betray me, it says that they all start going around the table and all the apostles start saying, watch this, I'm going to read it to you. It says, all the apostles, one by one, they start saying, is it I, Lord? So 11 out of 11 of these dudes. Then if you look real close, and you got to look real close, everybody skips right over this. When it gets to Judas, he's the only guy that says something different. And Judas says, is it I, Rabbi? He's the only one. What the Bible's showing you is that even though he was visibly a follower of Jesus, everybody else submitted to Jesus as Lord, and Judas was just like, I love him as a good teacher. So here's the big idea. You can't lose your salvation, but you can fake it. That's what Judas is showing. So when you see somebody like Judas, we know exactly what happened. In fact, literally a Bible verse, 1 John 2:19, is about people like Judas. They went out from us, but they did not really belong to us. For if they had belonged to us, they would have remained with us. But their going out showed they did not belong to us. You can't lose your salvation. You can fake it.
Love it. He's always good, man. He's got some good ones. Josh Howerton, really good ones. It's quite the observation. Footage shows entire. Now here's the one that, and we'll be talking more openly about it on Monday's show. But it looks like we got another one. We've seen some of these events before. These quote fires, that pop up and just wipe out areas completely. The buildings are always wiped out, but the trees are always unharmed. We've seen this kind of thing before. And then the metal is melted. You'll see a lot of melted metal as well. And no people ever. But so you probably know what I mean. So, and this is, like I said, we'll talk more about it on Monday's show, but could it be more people clicking buttons and making things happen? I guess there's no audio on this, but yeah, just look at, man. It's like, whoa, got the basement, all the way down to the basement. But yeah, we've seen this exact kind of aftermath before. And I think there's more on this coming up. I believe there's supposed to be now some kind of building coming up or construction coming into this area already planned, if you know what I mean. And it sounds like it's going to be a city of convenience. So I think there's more on that coming up. If not today, it'll definitely be on Monday. But there's more to it. So, there you go. Very interesting, very creepy. We'll talk more on Monday. But I've got a couple more clips on that today. It says we're starting a new website called Only Legs. This reminds me, there's another video we've seen, a couple of them where there's just legs and there's nothing else. People are recording. And then there's those creatures in the national park here in America. I can't remember what they're called now, but they look like just two long white legs and then kind of a stump on top. And they've been caught walking through people's yards and in national parks.
Dogs suddenly begin barking and growling at something moving past the house late at night.
It's even got a shadow.
Their attention is locked on the street outside, where a strange figure appears. Zooming in, you can clearly make out a pair of legs walking along the road, but the upper body is barely visible, almost transparent, as if fading in and out of view. The bizarre sight, combined with the dog's frantic reaction, has many convinced this was no ordinary passerby. In the footage, several dogs suddenly begin barking and growling at some...
That's pretty interesting. Let me see if I could find... the one I'm thinking of. I don't know if they'll have it here. So it looks like some AI slop. No, I'm not seeing it, but there's a video out there of just a pair of legs. It looks like they're wearing white pants or something, and they're just running, like hauling it in this neighborhood. All right, we'll go and move on. Figured I'd take a quick look, try to show that to you. If I run across it again, I'll play it in the show. And this is that one again from earlier. This thing.
¿Qué es eso?
I mean, it looks very realistic. It's pretty crazy, right? But again, like just in time, right? As we could believe some of these things are being seen. And then when they really are being seen, right? Half the people would be like, oh, it's AI slop. Breaking news, no load to New York City. Not just the truckers, it's the companies also. So this could be a bad sign for New York City. You'll see what I mean.
All right. I just received a call from a company that I was getting a load from, and they just said they don't have any loads going to New York. So if you're in New York, you won't be receiving anything from these drivers. I don't know if it's real, but I know that the companies are now saying that they're not delivering loads. It's not just the truckers, it's the companies also. Get yourself prepared, New York. Shit may hit the fan in the next couple of days.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. This was posted on the 3rd, so 5 days ago. So if I find any other news, there's nothing in this thread, I'll let you know. If there's some kind of an impact. It says this TikToker who kept transforming her sweet appearance until her followers noticed something was up with her. Yeah, I don't know. This is one of those, again, kind of like the girl with the eyes earlier, the pupils that were popping in and out. Maybe this lady has some kind of an anomaly, I don't know, a disease, a medical issue, whatever, that causes some of these kind of contortions. You got to wonder. But then it's pretty wild, some of the stuff she's doing here. So people are wondering if she's, a real human or if she's something else. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. And I'm not to be mean, I'm not even sure if that's a young lady or not. But I hope you pray for them. Pray for those people, man. Obviously under an oppression, a bondage, at least spiritually. Man captures incredible footage of a bald eagle and a fox. Let's grok this one real quick, just in case. But he catches incredible footage of a bald eagle and a fox casually chilling together on a picnic table in a park on Unalaska Island in Alaska. And I'm familiar with that place. I lived in Alaska for a couple years. Kodiak Island. Let's see. It's 2026. Video from Dutch Harbor. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Been to Dutch Harbor even for the Coast Guard. Rare, peaceful interaction between two predators. So it doesn't see anything of AI, so that's good. It's a good sign.
You're just hanging out.
Dutch Harbor. Look at this shit.
Glitch in the Matrix.
Eagle and a fox.
Hurry up. Somebody do something. Yeah, get a picture.
I got a video right now.
Dude. Two predators just chilling. They're like homies.
I got them.
Like,
How huge that eagle is.
You got everything on the ground. We'll be homies. Yeah.
Video's going on. They have to be friends. That eagle to eat that fox. Yeah.
That's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
That's gonna get me hit to the donkey.
You're just hanging out.
Dutch Harbor. Look at this shit. The eagle and a fox. Come on, teach quick.
Hurry up. Somebody do something. Yeah, get a picture.
I got a video right now.
Dude. Two predators.
That's kind of crazy,
like
man.
Homies.
I got them.
Like, I got it.
They're just chilling. That's beautiful. It's so wild. It really is. It's almost a glitch. And I got a Dutch Harbor story. I was in the Coast Guard, and my first unit was the Ironwood. It was a 180-foot long boat. It had been a salvage tender in Vietnam, so it was an old boat. It's decommissioned now, actually. But there's 52 of us, 52 men on the boat, and we did construction, and we worked on buoys out in the ocean and built shore aids through the Aleutian Channel. So Dutch Harbor was a place we would go drop off buoys and get more equipment or whatever it was, just transferring stuff out that we had to. And We'd stay there sometimes for 24 hours, maybe 48. We actually lost somebody from my boat. A young guy named Sean was a new recruit, been on the boat 2 weeks. We stopped in Dutch Harbor. Him and somebody else went hiking. They started going up the side of a mountain, just wearing their boots, I guess. And he slipped somehow and fell down and lost his life. It was crazy. So that was a whole thing. They also have a bar in Dutch Harbor. Now, I was out there years ago. I don't know if they still have it. Y'all can look it up. It was called the Elbow Room. And there was a sign out front, and it said, voted one of the 10 toughest bars in America. And you would have a real slew. It was like a movie. You would have Russian sailors out there, people from Japan, Taiwan, whatever, all over the place, man. It's just a real mix, you know. It's like, and this is before everybody had phones and recorded everything. That would have been pretty amazing to record back then. Because I ended up, a bunch of me and my buddies from the boat ended up playing poker with some Russian guys. And there's another group there, and I can't remember where they were from, but they could speak English. Those guys could. And we played poker on top of the only Chinese restaurant they had out there. And it wasn't like high stakes stuff. It was just fun, hanging out, drinking, playing little Texas Hold'em. But yeah, it was a pretty crazy place, man. Our captain didn't want us going into that bar, into the Elbow Room. But most people at one point or another went in there. So there you go. We worked on the Bering Sea. It was crazy. I saw some scary seas in that boat. 40-foot waves, getting tossed around so much in those boats, or that boat. And we'd sit on cardboard inside our berthing area, and we'd slide like back and forth as the waves were going to the sides of the boat, you know. Japanese kids, and you know what, to this day, people have commented, like I go on little group vacations with friends and stuff like that sometimes or whatever, and just other friends have noticed that I take really quick showers, you know. I get the job done, but I go real fast, and I'm not kidding. It actually started on that boat in Kodiak, because every time we're underway, you didn't have a lot of time. There wasn't a lot of water, and the boats get knocked around, so we call them sea showers, where you get in, take care of everything you got to do, and then get out, you know. Well, after 2 years of doing that, it just stayed with me, man. I don't remember the last time I just sat there and tried to enjoy a long shower. You know, it's not that I don't enjoy them. It's just I get in, I take care of the business, and go. You know, it's always been that way. Anyway, fun facts, I guess. Japanese kids are eating this for lunch every day, and Americans are stunned. Remember, they gave the food program to Michelle Obama years ago, and she absolutely did, or he destroyed it. She destroyed it, however you want to say. And it seems it still hasn't recovered. You know, they need to make some changes.
People are losing their minds after seeing what they feed school children in Japan. Japanese school children are being fed gourmet meals, while here in the U.S., the kids are being fed slop.
I'm here in Tokyo doing a story about school lunch in elementary schools here, and what I've seen today is incredible. This is Shikahama Mirai Elementary School, but it could be any public school in Japan. By the time classes begin at 8 a.m., the staff is already making lunch in a spotless kitchen, run by people dressed like they work in a sterile microchip factory. Around here, school lunch is a big deal. So, from scratch, every morning, vegetables, meat, everything is delivered into a kitchen from small shops in every district. Each school has its own nutritionist. The food comes into this kitchen, and we've been watching for the last 2 hours or so, vegetables being washed, being cut, being prepped. So it is about lunchtime, and you can see the kids behind me are getting ready for lunch. 6 kids are tasked every day with serving each other, and they have just fetched their carts of food, plates, and utensils. And you can see that they are in their cute little uniforms. They've got their hats, masks, and apron of sorts. I don't know that I've ever been excited about cafeteria food. Something tells me this is going to hit a little different. On the menu the day we were there, rice, blanched vegetables, soup, and a special treat, fried squid. The school says the kids only get fried foods about twice a month. This is a very balanced meal. You've got your protein, your carb, a lot of vegetables, and the dessert is a quarter of an orange. No one eats until everyone is served. They briefly give thanks. And these vegetables, as I eat this, I enjoy this stuff, but I'm shocked that the kids have cleared their plates of these vegetables. But getting kids to eat healthy is more than a skill. It's a mission, says the school nutritionist. The main principle here is we want to teach kids from an early age to know how to eat so they can carry on those life lessons through adulthood.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to look up some stuff on, maybe there's something on this thread about American school. Compared to U.S. lunches, rarely anything green. So here's some pictures. I don't know how current they are, but that seems about right. Well, I don't know. It's not actually, if that's real, that's not as bad as I thought it was. Honestly, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So if that's the truth, I mean, they could definitely be doing worse, I would say. But all right. But yeah, go back, and I did a music video over on the Scariest Movie Ever years ago about what school lunches were turning into. What's this? It says Europe's starting to run out of water. Something's happening across parts of southeastern Europe that don't look real. Relentless heat has pushed the Danube River to unusually low levels, exposing vast stretches of riverbed that should still be underwater. The drop has become so severe that crews have blasted rock from the riverbed to help keep water moving through one of Europe's most important waterways. Barges are struggling to navigate sections of the river, and the prolonged drought is beginning to take effect. To affect the communities and industries that depend on it. It starts with water, everything else follows. I told you though, man, like water's, it's kind of like the gold of the future, but it's happening quickly. The resource. Very sought after resource. So, as I was talking about copper earlier, we saw that vid. Let's check this out.
2 suspects on the run tonight after a 6-figure copper heist at a data center site.
Sheriff's deputies in Loudoun County caught 3 of the suspects when they crashed their U-Haul. Tisha Lewis is live from Sterling with more tonight. Tisha.
Marina and Jim, incredible details here. In fact, Fox 5 obtained these court documents detailing play-by-play what went down here at the data center construction site behind me. Here are the suspects. Take a look. 3 suspects have been caught. 21-year-old Jamal Micah Khalil Muskelly from Alexandria, 23-year-old Demetrius Sean Charlton of Falls Church, and 18-year-old Cordell Lamar Carter of Washington, D.C. All arrested and charged with grand larceny. 2 additional suspects got away after authorities say on Saturday the group entered a data center construction site with a U-Haul truck and removed, quote, a large amount of copper wire spools. Fox 5 has learned they loaded the copper wire spools into the U-Haul and then took off before crashing the U-Haul truck while being pursued by deputies. We're told the stolen copper wire recovered has a value of more than $100,000.
Whoa.
$100,000 again is a large haul. So had they been successful, that would have been a big loss for the data center. These spools are heavy. And not something you could stick in your car. We're talking about having to use a truck or a van to be able to transport it. So they had to identify that the copper wire would be there. They had to secure transportation for it and find the opportunity to go in there and grab it. So this is something they probably went and did surveillance, a site survey, went and then showed up to grab what they could get at that time.
That's something.
Former FBI Special Agent Ken Gray goes on to say data centers and their copper are the new target for criminals.
But I like listening to her voice. I don't know what it is. The way she speaks is kind of interesting. I've never heard that kind of inflection before. She's got a unique voice about her. This lady, where is she? There she is, Tisha Lewis. 3 people in custody. Almost reminds me of like the 50s, the way he used to talk. Or, yeah, it was the 50s? Yeah, I guess it was the 50s. Maybe before that. See what I'm saying? This was recorded just a few hours ago, and it has everyone freaking out. Take a look at the first few seconds. The way it moves across the rooftops is not human. a nahual, an unknown creature, or some extreme gymnastic feat. The way it vanishes from sight left people filming frozen in shock. So I guess there's a creature here. 1.8 million views. Short one. We'll watch a few times.
Está pasando por las casas.
Va muy rápido. Nos vio.
Eso no era una persona.
Se movía demasiado rápido.
Looks like it's got long black hair hanging off of it. Doesn't it?
Está pasando por las casas.
Va muy rápido.
Eso no era una pasando por.
Man, that's got to be scary if that's real and all. Seeing that thing crawling at you. Coming towards your place. Knock, knock.
Pasando por las casas.
Then it disappears.
Nos vio.
Eso no era una persona.
Se movía demasiado rápido. Ya. Se movió otra vez.
Está pasando por las casas.
See if you can see its face. Not really. Kind of the top of the head. It's creepy, man. But again, right, a lot of people, that's just AI. You know? But is this one of the examples of veil lifting, these things being seen now more and more? The spiritual. American's going to the gun range, and she gets into the parking lot and notices something concerning.
American, and tell me why there are vlog cameras pointing into the entrance of the parking lot. Not the street, into the entrance so they can read every license plate that comes in here. Yeah, no, I love this. I'm sure there's no ulterior motive behind this either.
The first thing to confirm is that this is actually a flock camera. You take a look at it here, you can compare it to Google. It's the exact same camera, so it is a flock, so that's confirmed. The next thing that's important is the location. And if we go back in the video, there's a couple clues we can get of where this location is because you didn't post it. Right here, very quickly, you'll see a 2525 on the door. And then if we go back to the flock camera, right next to it, very quickly is a sign of the building, and it's right here, Eagle Range. So if you put that into Google, this is what comes up. And if you put the street address, it comes up as 2525 in Wisconsin, and it's an Eagle Sport.
There you have it. Those darn flockers going up all over. I'm in a place where that's one of the reasons I like being out in the country, you know, being further away from cities. It's one of those things that so far, I'm pretty sure we're not having to deal with it, probably for a while, hopefully. Maui all over again, it says. Spokane goes up in flames after rejecting a data center. This is the claim. Let's see here.
And Washington will make you sick to your stomach.
So you guys should pass a policy that puts a ban on data centers in our county because we have real problems.
There are so many reasons why this fire reminds people of exactly what we saw in Lahaina, Maui, and Paradise. The speed at which this fire tore through the city left.
So I'm going to go and stop there. Like I said, I'm going to put this one over on Monday, and we'll finish that. I just like to keep some of these things over there. It's like how we do. But I think you get the gist, you know. You get the idea what's happening here. Josh Hawley points out how people get used at Amazon. He's always got some good clips.
I'm going to show you a picture now related to Amazon. Here's our friends at Amazon. This is what appears to be an Amazon employee. She's wearing the Amazon logo. She's carrying an Amazon box. She's wearing an Amazon hat. She's driving an Amazon truck. She's totally at under Amazon's control. And yet Amazon wants the American people to believe, and more importantly, the government to believe that they don't have any control over all of this, that Amazon is just a simple franchiser, just like McDonald's, and that these are all, she's independent, the truck driver is independent, this is the most ludicrous farce. Amazon controls all of this, And they're trying to game the system so that they get treated like a local franchisor in Springfield, Missouri, where I'm from, who owns a local McDonald's, has his whole life savings tied up in it. Amazon controls all of this. Here's my point. I know you're working on revising the joint employer rule. It is absolutely vital that the joint employer rule not excuse Amazon's ridiculous efforts to game the system and prevent people like this from being treated well, getting a good paycheck, and getting health care. And that's exactly what they're trying to do. They are one of the richest companies in the history of the world, and they want to be treated like they're a small business. They're not a small business. They're a monopolist. And I urge you to write that rule in such a way that Amazon is treated as they should be treated and that local small businesses are protected.
Yeah. Put it to him, Josh Hawley. That's why, I always look for the good ones. There are some good people out there, it seems, in politics that care, but there's not many that I've found. Here's another one. It's one of these anomalies that's popped up over the last decade. I've got a video I think it's one of the million view videos over on The Scariest Movie Ever about the black smoke rings, and I think that was from like 2012, and that was a compilation of them back then. So they've been seen all over. It's not exhaust. I've debunked that myself, showed examples side by side. This is definitely something else, and somebody's filmed one over here. Let's check it out. Another one. Some of these have been seen high up in the sky, up in the clouds. But it really looks like a black circling mist every time. We're seeing the side of it, but you can see a little bit. It's one of those black smoke rings. So many great captures of these things. Almost looks like a snake eating its tail. It's always something I've noticed. There's like a chunky part. Not that it is. But yeah. You got those. You got the Dementors, the sky squids. So there's some weird stuff. And luckily, with this, people get, that's just AI. It's like, no, man, these things have been around for a long time. Long time. And it goes away. Strange. Black smoke ring. Been interested in those for a long time. And they're still here. It says, this is just a popular paved walking and biking path. There are no cars here. There's no road for cars here, yet here's a flock safety system. So another one. Post it up.
Then I realize what it is. There's a man in back of this place. He's the one who's doing it.
It's very easy to see what's going on here. See, here's the tunnel, and here is the camera. Now let's go ahead and zoom into the camera. You can see very clearly that is pointed directly at the tunnel, and there it is. The reason for this is because these cameras are not just being used for license plate reading anymore. They are now being pointed in locations that they think there might be heightened criminal activity, so they may think that some criminals are going to do things in this tunnel. The problem is that we were told that these are license plate readers, but they're not being used for that. They're being used for mass surveillance of areas where they think that crimes might occur. So as you can see, it is already expanding to what...
Yep, good point. His audio is a little low on that, but thanks, Wall Street Apes. Agreed. Yeah, it's always the slippery slope, always. And they always try to sell it off in the beginning as protection. And oftentimes it has something to do with the elderly or with children. It's going to be good for them or the disabled. And we know how they try to get stuff in. And then, boom, it's a quick slippery slope. Next thing you know. Remember, we went as a country to legalizing marriage between L and OP. And we've ended up now with... like drag type shows involving little ones and library readings and with the drag folk involving little ones. And yeah, it's pretty crazy how quick it happens, Rap music industry was started and funded by the 3-letter agencies, this man says. But yeah, we've seen this idea as well before. So we've seen this. I've posted this also through other sources, but yeah, a lot of people realize after USAID dried up, that suddenly rap music wasn't everywhere. Like, for the last 25 years, it's been on everything. It still is. Like on just every commercial you see, most movie trailers, it's always rap. And it's not even, to me, it's decent stuff. It's like, it's the dumb stuff, Anyway, the dumb and the easy stuff to do. Not a whole lot of talent. They'll riff, they'll take like a popular riff off a song that somebody actually created themselves, and it was genius. It like sold a lot of songs. They'll play that in their rap song, just be rhyming over it. You're talking over it. Don't even get me started. I'm just saying. Anyway.
Hey, did you know that the CIA funded the rap music explosion? And now that the USAID funds got cut? Hey, did you know that the CIA funded the rap music explosion? And now that the USAID funds got cut, for the first time in 30 years, not a single rap song has made it to the top 40. Wow, 2 years in a row. Think about that for a second. And I want to take you back to the late 80s and early 90s when rock was everywhere. I think you remember glam rock, arena rock, all the great lyrics, everywhere you looked. Then almost overnight it was gone and rap exploded with like MTV Raps and all that, right? And everyone just said, well, I guess that's the culture. That's what people want now. That's the market. We're going to make money. But here's what we didn't know back then. The CIA had been in the music business since the Cold War. We know they're in the movie business. It's declassified now, so we can actually look into it. You can look it up. Ben Swan reported on this, and I thought it was fascinating that someone finally picked up on it. So back in the Cold War, the CIA was paying to send Louis Armstrong, Ella Fitzgerald, Dizzy Gillespie all around the world because they needed the world to see America as a tolerant place. Don't get me wrong, those are three of the greatest musicians who ever lived, in my opinion. I mean, their music was real, the talent was real, but the State Department, they were cutting the checks. Crazy. So when Mike Pence, the former State Department official, you probably know him, came out and said USAID was funding rap artists in 14 countries as recently as 2024, and training them how to get young people into the streets, you got to go back and ask yourself, if they're doing this in 24, what exactly were they doing in 1991 when rock fell off the face of the earth and rap exploded for the next 30 years? Yeah. Because then in 2025, when Doge cuts hit, and for the first time in 30 years, rap disappeared from the top 40. Obvious. 2 years in a row. The Billboard numbers confirm it. You can look it up. So I'm sitting here thinking, what does this actually mean going forward? Because if the funding is gone, the counter-funding is gone too. And now we know that people with no talent, how they got famous. The machine that was deciding who gets pushed and who gets buried just lost its budget. So does that mean a kid with a guitar who actually knows how to play has a real shot now? Does that mean a rapper who can actually write, who doesn't need a synthesizer doing all the work, can finally break through without fighting a system that basically was never there to let him in anyway? I think that's exactly what this means. This is a massive opportunity.
And what's crazy is that's already happened. I know Benny Johnson covered it, but there's a young country artist. It's a young lady, and she put a song out on TikTok or whatever. Anyway, she ended up, I don't know if it was number one, but maybe she's number one or top 10 or something. But she really blew up with this song, and it's just a girl with her guitar, in her room, from what I understand. I don't know, it might be more, but that's just kind of the gist I got. I didn't watch the whole thing. But that's already happened. It's like she's, it's like you wouldn't expect it. And she's very talented, so it's like, is that what's happening now? Is that and wow, he just said it right there. And I know there's an example of that. So it's pretty interesting how it all kind of ties together. Chicago street rapper just went viral after fully surrendering his life to Christ. I always like to see these.
Every man that's in your life is not going to walk out on you. Yep, they're not. They're not. We are here. Yep, we are here. We're not going to abuse you. We're not going to hurt you. Our job is to love you. Our job is to be in the place to watch you grow. Are you ready to grow? Are you going to let us help you grow? Now, it may be uncomfortable for you, man. It may push you in ways that you're like, man, they get on my nerves. Good. You gonna help me? I'm gonna need your help with this. I'm gonna need your help with this one. Okay? I need you to push me to help him, and I need to push you to help him. Because the streets ain't gonna get you, bro. Lift your hands, Father. In the name of Jesus, I pray for TJ's mind. I pray for his mind. Satan, you can't have him. We come against isolation. We come against darkness. We come against discouragement. We come against depression. And we come against suicide. In Jesus' name. Amen.
Love it. And yeah, I'm personally not with some of the kind of religious type stuff or whatever, but I stay out of judgment on it and just let the Lord do his thing. I don't put him into a box, and he can work through all the different people in churches and everything else. And, I just, especially when someone in their heart's coming to him. So I like it. But yeah, beautiful. Love to see it. Pray for that young man. It says, wait until you realize it's not only Ariana. And yeah, here's a good example. Like what's happening to all of them. It's like they're all getting super skinny. Music helps. Creepy music. Always helps add in the creepier music, but yeah, we already know a lot of people, big celebrities, are changing. Like something's different. Maybe it is a bunch of weight loss. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's a combination of things. What are we looking at here? It's only 20 seconds. I'll probably play it a couple times, but what do you think this could be? Almost looks like a person crouched down or something, doesn't it? That's what I first thought. It looks like someone's crouching down or something. It's hard to tell. Like, doesn't that look like a leg? Like legs? Where is it? It looks like it's cruising now, whatever it is. It almost looks humanoid. It looks like that's the right profile of a body bent down. There's a head, it looks like, kind of. Now it doesn't look, it looks like it might be riding on something. Whatever it is. What do you guys think? Well, let me know in the chat and the messages what you guys think that could be. It looks like a superhero there, doesn't it? It looks like Ultraman. Crouched down, flying. I'm not saying that's what any of this is. Just my thoughts. Like, what is that? Some kind of a drone? But if so, why is it designed like that? What would be the purpose of a design like that? I don't see how that would be, easier to maneuver or anything like that. So there you go. It's a good catch, whatever it is. Mystery. Says, I ever see one of these parked on the ground, I'm jumping in and trying to fly it, this person says. Pretty cool. I'm going with a hunchback James Bond with his jetpack. Looks like an odd balloon. Appears to be a humanoid form crouched into a ball for flight, or likely a balloon or hoax video. Turkey balloon, drone or robot. Wall-E, someone said. Says, I've been saying this for 10 years. Let's see what he has to say here.
The top 3 podcasters in the world, Joe Rogan, Sean Ryan,
and Tucker Carlson spoke about one subject matter. It was unorganized, they weren't communicating with one another. But all three had one subject matter on their minds last week. And that subject matter is the unseen realm. Two separate occasions, Joe Rogan talks about the book of Enoch, the B'nai Elohim, the fallen angels, the Nephilim. The book of Enoch was recommended to him by Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna, very educated, smart woman who has seen inside of the quote-unquote UFO files and established this is not extraterrestrial, this is interdimensional, and I would recommend everybody read the book of Enoch. Now, she can't tell you what she's seen, but for some reason, she's recommending Joe Rogan read the book of Enoch. Sean Ryan, Tucker Carlson having an in-depth conversation about both of them coming to the truth, the awareness that everything is a lie. Our government is a lie. All the politicians are a lie. World War I was a lie. World War II was a lie. Everything that is in this world is a lie, and there is only one truth, and his name is Jesus Christ. Guys, never in the history of broadcasting or journalism, you can go back 100 years and you will not find a week go by where the top 3 broadcasters, journalists in the world are talking about the book of Enoch and the demonic. But all of a sudden now we're having this conversation. The veil is being pulled back. The great restrainer, the Holy Spirit of 2 Thessalonians 2 is being pulled away. I had a young man the other day say that fear is not a great motivator to bring people to Jesus. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not fear. It's intelligence. And in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. One God, amen.
Thanks, sir. I guess somebody, I don't know who he is, but I guess he's, people know him. I guess he's probably got a big following. I'm not sure, but I get that sense. But I get it. I like what he's saying, man. I get it. It's right. All of a sudden we're having that talk, but that's not the worst thing ever. The best thing ever that could happen for people in the tribulation is for them to realize these things are demonic entities. They're tricksters. They're shifters. To me, that'd be the best thing to get out there. So maybe that's a good thing, of course, that the biggest podcasters are the subjects coming up. It doesn't mean it's always from the devil. Maybe that's the Lord guiding, because he can use anybody, even if they don't believe or they don't have the Holy Spirit. He'll use who he uses. He's the creator. He gets to do that. Millions are worshiping AI and they don't even know it.
All right, guys. The AI music is getting out of control. And the sad part about it is people don't even see this. Now, this right here, I'm going to play just a brief snippet of it because I'm pretty sure I'll get copyrighted if I play too much of it. But let's just play a slight bit of this.
Where were you when everything collapsed? Where were you when I was begging you to give me someone back? Where were you?
So that sounds like a really good song, right? Sounds like kind of like, what's her name, Halsey a little bit, kind of sort of, just a Christian version. But this is AI, guys. This is AI, and this channel right here, Made the Lord Studio, is all AI artists. Every single one of them is AI. And the people in the comment section, they're like, God, can you hear me? We got to remember to call on him, and not only in bad times. And like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. This person says, God never left me. 10 years drug addiction. He took me out of a place no words can describe. Now 4 years sober. All because of the grace of God. I'll die before I go back. And that's great that people are getting edified and getting lifted up. But it's like, man, how much of this can we say that this is a good thing, right? Because the thing is, guys, is there's no Holy Spirit involved in this. And when you're using AI to write the words for you, it's just lip service, guys. There's no Holy Spirit. There's no heart postured or surrendered towards the Lord. So it's like, man, is this even okay? Is this something that we should allow, right? Now I want to show you the page. This is the page right here. May the Lord Studio, and all of them have the same look. It's all like this real close up shot of the person, and all these videos do pretty well, right? 20,000, 20,000, 14, 32, 100,000. This, it's like the lips not moving in sync the way that they should. It's weird pauses where there should be like a breath or something like that. And if you're not looking closely, you're not going to see that the mouth isn't moving the way that it's supposed to. And all these people are perfect. There's no imperfections. There's nothing that stands out. And then we got people right here. What's her name? What a beautiful voice. Powerful song. Bless me like that. Thank you. Yes, Lord, you're amazing. Love the lyrics. Blessed voice. Great song. Of course, it's a great song when AI wrote it. Of course, it's a great voice when it's artificial, right? Every word hits deep. Amen. Amen. What a beautiful voice to sing such a beautiful song. Hits deep. People out here getting, I wouldn't say that they're getting brainwashed because, if I listened to a bunch of them, I probably wouldn't really find very much that's not doctrinally sound. This isn't okay to me because there's real artists out there that are trying to write songs and give God glory, and then they put a lot of effort into it, and then this person just comes along with a AI and just bada bing bada boom, just drop some songs out of the whatever you want to call it. If AI is demonic, but you got people out here putting a lot of effort into it and a lot of heart and a lot of soul, and they're praying and they're crying, and some people even fasting to write songs this well, and then someone just comes up here, types in a prompt into some AI, which we know that there can be good reasons to use AI, and then there's always going to be the demonic reasons to use AI. And then you even also have AI admitting to being demonic in things, or admitting that Jesus, or trying to admit and convince people that Jesus isn't Lord, that God is a construct, that it's false, that it's made up to control people. This is what AI is doing, and then you have people using AI to write songs. Now, I don't think that all AI use is demonic. I don't. I think that there's really solid uses for AI, but when it comes down to writing spiritual things like songs like this, I think you got to take caution. And then I think that you should tell people that it's AI, because there's a lot of people in these comment sections that don't know that it's AI. There's another one.
Jesus did, Jesus stayed. He knew my sin, he knew my name, he saw the dirt.
See her mouth, where they said dirt, her mouth looked like it said something different. Let me just rewind that just a bit.
He took the he knew my name, he saw the dirt.
Her mouth was closed when the word dirt was supposed to be pronounced. It was supposed to be dirt. It was. So this is how we know that this is false. And then people are saying, I love the passion in her. Name of the...
Man, isn't that something? This is Marcus Dixon, if you want to look him up here on YouTube. They got me on my Scariest Movie Ever channel. It's pretty funny. I rarely even go look over here. What the? Where'd my channel go? Oh, this is the post. That's weird. Look at that. Like, that's all it's showing. Oh my gosh, is my channel gone again? That's weird. You guys let me in. Oh no, that can't be my real channel. All right, let's do this. I was like, did they really do that? All right. There was another... Scariest Movie Ever. Oh, now I go to my channel. I'm getting freaked out there for a second. All right, there we are. Now we're back. Okay, so there we go. Some old school channel, man. Thank you, Lord, for bringing it back. There you go. You can even... I got a KJ Osborne playlist for that YouTube channel. All those videos. All of them look 11 years ago. Yeah. Go check it out. If you didn't know, this is where I got my start. And there we have it, man. Cool. All right. Okay. Got scared there for a second. Where'd all my stuff go?
I just spent the weekend with about 60 publicly schooled kids. I hear people criticize homeschooling all the time because of socialization. They say your kids aren't going to learn how to interact with other people. How are they going to be socialized? They're concerned that they're going to be too insulated, that they're going to be weird or awkward. All these critiques, where are they coming from? I guess my question is, what is your standard of socialization? Because again, I just spent 4 days in a youth retreat with kids that were 100% publicly schooled. I'm not saying they're bad kids universally, but what is the standard of socialization that we're basing this critique off of when it comes to homeschoolers? A lot of awkwardness, a lot of inappropriate conversations, a lot of cliques. You know, these are kids that know each other and they're around adults that by and large that they know and are familiar with. And yet I still see the same things that people are concerned about everywhere else. I see bullying. I see negative, unhealthy relationships. I see poor language. I see poor communication skills. You can look at them in the eyes, you could talk to them, and they can't look back. They can hardly answer questions. They speak under their breath in such a way that you don't really know if they understand or it's registering what they're saying. I don't have a problem with those kids, but I do have a problem with the critique about homeschoolers and their ability to socialize. I think there's a lot of societal problems right now that make socialization challenging, but they are definitely not limited to homeschool. And what homeschoolers get that publicly schooled kids don't is a lot of one-on-one accountability and deep relationships with the people who are actually concerned about the way that they're being guided. When you send your kids to public school, they get away with a lot, and they become a version of themselves that is not always the best. So, don't have a problem with public schoolers. But I do have a problem with people critiquing homeschoolers because of a concern that exists across the board.
Man, well stated. Homeschool Mastery Group, if you're interested, over on YouTube. My last video, as you know, I posted one yesterday. I guess now it's probably right at about 24 hours now. But so I hope you had a chance to see it. But the one I posted last week, I showed you some of this about this humanoid robot. This is Ashley Hayes'
So a company from California
take on it. And as I know, just probably a good time to point out, I share all types of people throughout the years. Some stick around, some don't. Just depends on wherever I'm kind of flowing on the internet, you know, over the years. But always keep in mind that I don't necessarily sign off on 100% of everybody's takes on everything, Ashley Hayes included. I really like her. So much resonates with what she said. I mean, I definitely on the same page with her on so much, for real. It's why I'll share. But sometimes there's things she's put out there and ideas and theories that I'm not with, you know, but that's everybody. Okay. So, and hope you can be the same way. You know, it's like, even with me, just take what you need and leave the rest, you know, eat the meat and throw away the bones, you might say. So that's the best way to be. Just discern everything, discern all people and situations and even myself, you know. But anyway, just all that being said, look at this. This is like an actual thing. It's supposed to fight fires. Funny how there's so many fires also now.
has just come out with this humanoid robot called 3Habs. Now, 3Habs is designed to help mankind by entering dangerous areas or toxic areas. Now, the funny part is on their website, they have an illustration of all its weak points. So just in case, just in the rare chance that this robot decides to act on its own and defy orders, you can know its weak spots so you can take it out. Listen, not only is this thing very obviously demonic because it represents you know who, and that is a symbol of Satan, that is a symbol of Baal, which is a false god, a false deity. This is their way of laughing at us. This is, in my opinion, a psyop. A lot of people are worried about what our world is going to look like because they're putting out things like this, right? We see everything becoming autonomous. We see everything merging into this surveillance state with flock cameras, data centers, these robots, right? We've been seeing it for years and years and years. You can now order in-home robots. This is a normal thing, in 2026. This is not unheard of. This is normal. And they continue to put out these robots because they want, and I've spoken on this many times before, they want the world to picture the end times like this. They want the world to picture the tribulation, Daniel's 70th week, when God is dealing with sin. They want the world to picture that period of time like this. Robots that you can take down with a pew-pew. They want the world to think that man can come together, rise up together, and fight and win against whatever is coming, against the system that we are watching them install, right? This robotic system, this surveillance state. They want, and that's why they are allowing everyone to come and take down the flock cameras. This is the mentality that they want, because the reality is nothing like this. The reality of what is coming is spiritual. It is biblical. It is actual entities from before the flood emerging, rising out of the pits of hell. It is not robots. They are actual hybrid entities that have been programmed with AI to kill you, to hunt you down and take you out. This is one of the main reasons why it's so important for us to understand what the days of Noah actually means. What did the world look like before the flood? What actually brought about the flood? Because guess what? It wasn't just sin. If you don't understand what happened in the days of Noah, what brought about the flood, and what continued after the flood, you will not understand the real world. You will not understand what is actually going on in the world right now. The spiritual, biblical reality, the seed war that we are in. Because those entities from before the flood, the merging of Satan's seed with God's creation is coming back. It is already here. But these entities, the veil is going to be lifted. They are already here, underground, in other dimensions, but that veil is going to be lifted. The world is going to see evil, see entities, see creatures, see things, just evil like they have never seen before. Like their minds, our finite minds, cannot even comprehend. The word tells us that men's hearts are going to fail them from fear. It is not going to be just robots running around down Main Street. Locusts look like horses prepared for battle. On their heads, they wore something like crowns of gold, and their faces resembled human faces. Their hair was like women's hair, and their teeth were like lions' teeth. They had breastplates like breastplates of iron, and the sound of their wings was like the thundering of many horses and chariots rushing into battle. They had tails with stingers like scorpions, and in their tails they had power to torment people for 5 months. There's a reason why we were all taught that the Greek gods, the Sumerian gods, the gods of ancient Egypt, all of that, all of those hybrids were just mythology.
Yep. I've done a few videos on that very subject called The Old Gods Are Returning for the End and things like that, usually referencing the quote old gods. And I've shown a lot of that as well, a lot of the connections with the quote superheroes and the Greek gods and all of this. It's like, it's not just stuff from people's imaginations, you know, like this is history, hidden history, revealed to us through entertainment. American ordered chicken strips at a Whataburger in Texas. Oh dear. Have y'all ever been to a Whataburger? There's one right by my place, actually. Been there just a couple times, but I've always thought it was really good, you know. I've never had their chicken. I just go get a burger sometimes. But now I'm definitely never going to get their chicken.
Bro, I'm eating my fucking tenders, bro. And look what the fuck, like, what the fuck is this shit, bro?
That's gross.
What the fuck? This is what you're seeing in the video. It's called green muscle disease on chickens. You can see it here. Here's another image of it here. And it looks pretty gross, but it's actually considered safe to eat by the FDA. So I'll go over exactly what this is and why it happens. This is commonly found on commercial broiler chickens, which is what fast food companies use. And what happens is the breast muscle gets so large and the blood supply can't keep up. So when the bird flaps its wings hard, the muscle swells and blood flow gets cut off. the section of muscle dies and turns green. So
Gross.
this is what you're seeing here.
Look at that. Man, that is not cool. Man, doing these shows, all this stuff has effects on me, but good effects. It's like totally has changed over the years, the way I eat, where I eat, what I trust, to the point where there's days I just barely eat anything. And I just call it intermittent fasting, but it's not a bad thing. I'm staying healthy. I take a bunch of herbs and vitamins and stuff like that. But yeah, some days I could just eat like a sandwich. I'll be fine. And that's just happened over the years. I've changed so much. You know, we all go through our path, and I've been doing this online now like 17-ish years. I posted the first Scariest Movie ever in 2009, and I was awake for a good year before that or so. So yeah, it's been a long ride, but certainly looking at things like this, trying to find truth in things, all that for all these years, looking at all this kind of, it changes you. And I've let it change me in a good way. You know, the Lord helps with that, of course, too. Because I'm also at a point where I'm super desensitized. You know, I don't get too shocked by much. In fact, one thing we'll be covering more on the Monday Uncensored show has to do with Perez Hilton. That's been a huge story this week. And if you didn't know, he kind of went mental. He was on TikTok for like 30 minutes with no clothing upon him and had something sharp in his hand and just kept kind of doing things to himself with it, you know, and it was real. And he was covered in red, like real red, you know. And so I actually found the clip and, you know, I watched some of it, not all of it, but I was interested in what he was saying. And he was saying stuff like, I'm doing this for you. And then he said, this is what you wanted me to do. And then I'm doing this for my children and all this weird stuff, man. It felt weird and ritualistic. And then, like I said, I wouldn't recommend you go watching it unless you can handle stuff like that. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I was just trying to hear what he was saying. I wanted to see. And I'm just desensitized to a lot of stuff, man. And it's okay. I was made this way. I mean, I was raised with religion and horror films. My dad's huge horror film fan. He still loves horror and science fiction. So I was raised equal parts going to church, you know, learning about Jesus, but also he'd wake me up on the weekends back when we had HBO and Cinemax way back in the days to watch like just the craziest, bloodiest, weirdest horror films, you know, like it's just the way I was raised. And it's why I eventually went to film school. I got a degree in screenwriting to be a writer-director of horror and science fiction. So I've always had that there. Anyway, enough about me. Check out this about Mission tortillas. You may be familiar. I've had my share of these over the years. This is a real popular brand in America, the Mission brand tortillas.
Wake the fuck up. Y'all gotta quit eating Mission tortillas now. They're literally poisoning you. Watch this clip from Exposer.
Mission tortillas have some explaining to do after a disturbing report found their tortillas are whitened with an acne cream chemical banned in 30 countries. That ingredient is benzoyl peroxide, bleached into every single wrap.
Mission is pumping cosmetic-grade slop and calling it Mexican. That tortilla isn't corn. It's bleached dust, stripped white with the same chemical in CeraVe, then laced with literal iron filings, gelling into a pale, gluey slab. That sticky mass is then liquefied in soybean oil, slathered with 2 mold killers before it's mass cooked in a factory oven, shoved into plastic where it sits for months. Every wrap scans 17 ingredients with a phosphate linked to kidney damage. The corn version scanned cleaner on Exposer. Comment app to scan safer alternative.
Wake the fuck up. Y'all got...
It sucks. Again, like you learn about these things. But there's other tortilla companies out there that are always an option. Says you find some train tracks in the middle. Man, this is a cool one. I love these. Says you find some train tracks in the middle of nowhere, and then suddenly this happens. This is great. It's weird, though. Great and weird.
Well, I'm out here walking again. Don't see anything. Possibly could hear something. Actually, I think I hear something. could be one of those ghost trains again or something. Oh, yep. You definitely know that ain't stopping.
Man, I'd jump on. I'd be tempted to jump on that, take a ride.
Whoa. Pretty normal, no one's driving. No one looks like they're riding. Wow.
That's really, man, that just makes my mind go. I wonder if wherever that is, whatever part of the country that's in, that I wonder if that's just a track where that thing just constantly runs like in a circle. And then maybe people just kind of randomly jump on it and get to the next county, or I don't know, that'd be kind of cool. It's like this just weird old school free public transportation. It's always available. It never stops. It's always in a circle. This says no evidence supports the existence of a firmament. Spacecraft routinely enter and exit Earth's atmosphere without encountering a dome. And that's from X. It's a note from X. But this guy believes they caught footage of the firmament.
You know, at this point, it should come as no surprise in the big 2025 that we're receiving videos like this now, where we're actually seeing people fly so high up into the sky where they see the firmament and the waters above. If you haven't heard about that, you just haven't been on the internet long enough, because this is like all that anyone's talking about. There's literally the sky. Do you know why it's blue? It's because it's water. And if you go so high up there, you'll pass through a barrier and then you'll go into space pretty much. And space is just another ocean that is sitting above all of us. And this was actually revealed to us a few years ago in a Hennessy commercial. I'll show it to you now just in case you forgot about it. And this blew everyone's mind when it first came out. They're putting the truth in plain sight. How many times do I have to say that? But it happens so often. They fly straight up and then they're in space, but oh wait, there's another barrier above it. This is what they don't show you in NASA's footage. They don't show you what is actually all the way up there. And there's another ocean, which was talked about in the Bible and all the ancient books, most of which were hidden under the Vatican archives, and we can't even read about them, so we don't even know most of human history. But they drip it out to us a little bit in our movies and TV shows, and rarely sometimes our commercials. So it's basically just showing us that there is a firmament all above us, but there is another place to travel to, such as beyond the ice wall.
That had me thinking what a crazy situation that would be. You know, if it all plays out like that. Of course, the Bible does talk about the firmament. And then if somebody went up like on a balloon or whatever it is they use, and they pierced it, and they actually went in, and then you'd have to worry about drowning. Can you imagine drowning in the firmament? I mean, that's a story idea right there, brewing. I'll tell you, you can feel it coming on. It says, does anyone at Coca-Cola care to explain this? Yeah, this one went viral this week. This one has 2 million views. For good reason, though. It's interesting. It does make you wonder why these things happen.
Coca-Cola, I'm going to need an explanation for this. All right, we're going to do this one live because I don't want to see any comments that, oh, this is a conspiracy theory, blah, blah. You can see we're on the Coca-Cola website URL right there. We're going to scroll down to personalize our Coke can. The first entry we're going to try is Allah is King. No issues with that. You can see it on the Coke can. Next entry we're going to try. No issues with that. Let's even try Satan is King. 0 issues with Satan. Now let's try Jesus is King. Now that's where there's issues. So you can still see the Satan on the Coke can here. Immediately rejects Jesus is King. Gonna need an explanation on this one.
Yeah, good catch, Ryan Half. That's not the first one either. I've seen some other people trying the same thing since he's posted that. And similar results. It's like, seems to be the real deal. Do you remember the Dave Matthews Band incident? One of the guys that became one of my best friends out there in Kodiak Island, Alaska, in the Coast Guard, his name is Matt. He was from Portland. I've always been into music, you know, like independent music and just stuff that's hard to find, because to me it's always the best stuff. I've always known the radio wasn't the best place to go. Grunge was pretty nice there for a while, in my opinion, but Matt, we both were really into music, and he was one of the first ones off the boat to buy a car out there. He bought like an old, I don't know what it was, like a BMW or something. His old beat up car, island car, you know, those things make the rounds out there. But still, it's fun, man. We'd cruise around, you know, go up into the mountains all through Kodiak and just kind of hang out, get away from the boat for a while. And there's like a group of 4 of us. We'd all hang out. And the Dave Matthews Band, man, that was his favorite band. The Dave Matthews Band and Fish. You know, he was from Portland. He was kind of a little bit hippie-ish. But he loved Dave Matthews Band. And there was a really... it was like, I think it was from his first album, probably the very first song. There's a song, I can't remember what it's called, but it was amazing from Dave Matthews. I remember him playing it for all of us. Everyone liked it. So there for a little while, I listened to some of the Dave Matthews stuff, but I never went and got my own. I always kind of, I don't know, it just didn't stick with me. Plus, he became super political, I think, over the years, and, you know, kind of a woke mind virus style. So that kind of ruins things too. That being said, there was a huge scandal years ago involving the Dave Matthews Band. I don't know if you knew about this or not. But
one of the most disgusting celebrity scandals of all time happened almost 20 years ago. We're actually coming up on the anniversary. If you have a weak stomach, you may need to brace yourself. This is the Dave Matthews Band, and if you're too young to know who they were, it doesn't matter. What matters is that in August of 2004, their tour bus was in Chicago. The band was not on it, only the driver was. That bus was passing over the Kinsey Street Bridge in Chicago, and I am pointing at the surface. It is a metal grate. That's important. The other thing that you need to know is that these tour buses, of course, have a sewage system on board, specifically just a tank to hold the waste from the band members doing their business while on tour. Up where the driver sits, there's a switch that will open a valve and will dump that waste. For reasons unknown to this day, when that bus was passing over this bridge, the driver opened that valve and dumped 800 pounds of human waste out of the bus. And at that exact moment, under that bridge was one of these tour boats, an open-top boat with 120 tourists up there. 2/3 of those passengers were absolutely soaked in human waste. 5 had to be taken to the hospital. It went into their eyes, their mouths, their hair, onto their clothing and their personal belongings. Some of the passengers suffered nausea and vomiting. At first, the band denied it. The driver said it was some other vehicle. The police actually had to track down security cameras to prove that it was them. A few months later, the driver eventually pled guilty and got 150 hours of community service and a fine. As far as I can tell, to this day, nobody knows why the driver did it or if he did it on purpose. I actually found an interview in Esquire with a different tour bus driver years later. And he said that in those old buses, that sewage discharge switch used to be right by your elbow. He said it was really easy to accidentally hit it. Now, if you're curious about how they're supposed to empty those tanks, they have designated dump spots. But reading around online, I have seen drivers saying that if you can't get to one, and if you're confident you only have liquid contents in your tank, that it's not unheard of to maybe open the valve a little bit while you're going down the highway and just let it kind of dribble out. Like this article is actually referencing an incident in 2016 where a bus connected to the Clinton campaign was dumping into a storm drain. But whether he was intentionally trying to use the graded bridge to dump into the river, or even worse, intentionally trying to dump on the boat, we'll never know. I think that seems incredibly unlikely because
stuff.
Both of those would be extremely difficult to get away with.
Yeah, that's real psychopath stuff if the bus driver was like, yeah, perfect timing. Time to drop a load. You never know. There's some crazy, plus he might have been under the influence of things. You never know. So Tom Hanks went on the Ellen DeGeneres show and started talking about sacrificing one shoe per year. He never fails to showcase his extremely bizarre, sick context by code, it says. Yeah, I did a video a while back called What Happened to Tom Hanks or something strange happened to Tom Hanks, and put a lot of that stuff in there, how he's just kind of had this weird fetish almost with, on his Instagram, I showed just picture after picture. He'd always go to wherever he was, he'd take a picture of like just a glove. Oftentimes it's children's gloves, children's sized, or shoes, children's sized shoes, like in a park somewhere, or alone next to a trash can, or just stuff like that, right? Weird stuff. As time's gone on, as more things have been revealed about the creepy side of Hollywood, more and more people are connecting dots, and check this out, if you will.
Sacrifice one shoe a year. Now you laugh, but it makes some damn fine mashed potatoes.
Sure. Well, how do you do it?
I use my shoe. Just get in there and sacrifice
one shoe a year. Now you laugh, but it makes some damn fine mashed potatoes.
That just that evokes some pretty spooky stuff. Like I said, I'm pretty desensitized about things, but I did see something. I never ever go on the dark web or any of that stuff. I'm not seeking like real creepy, gross stuff. I just don't go to those places. But I saw something, I think it was on VidMax, and they'll show some really edgy videos over on VidMax for sure. Like I've shared what I can share here from time to time. There's things I'll share on Mondays, shows in there, but VidMax is pretty edgy. But they had a video up. It was allegedly of a party in Thailand that people go to, and they bid on little ones apparently, and then do whatever they want to do. And one of the guys running the show looked like a total kind of D-bag, white guy with dreads or something. Looked like he was on something. He was really high. But it showed the inside of this kind of hotel where all these people were meeting up to do this. And they even had like big pictures of little children around there on the walls and stuff, and it looked like a really nice hotel. It was strange. But as this one guy started coming up the stairs, this creepy D-bag that was running this show started making this noise like somebody suffering, and it was like, ha, ha, ha. He's doing it real loud over and over to this person that was coming up the stairs, and the guy looked up and realized what he was going, ha, ha, and reaching his hands out and like shaking them or something. So this dude, they both started bawling, laughing, man. So it was almost like just my own intuition. I'm assuming that maybe that's somebody that they had hurt, that this guy had maybe purchased at one point before at a prior show. So I would say that is probably, in my opinion, one of the most disturbing things I've seen, over the years. And I forgot so much of the other stuff. I'm in a flow with what I do. I've been doing it for so long. And I don't stick to many things. A lot of it doesn't stick to me. So, but I do remember some of these, and that's one. And that was maybe just 4 months ago or so when I saw that one. Don't know what it was called. Can't remember. Wanted to forget it. So let's talk about something nice. This is cool. This woman says that her confidence comes from an interesting place.
Excuse me.
Sorry?
What makes you confident?
Jesus Christ.
You are walking with such a confident walk.
Thank you. It's just I'm a Christian, so I'm gonna.
Faith.
Yeah, faith.
How do you say how faith has helped you in life, career, personality?
I would say following the words from the Holy Bible and learning His teaching makes me a better person. Yeah.
Wow.
And to learn to surrender, basically.
That's so amazing and inspiring. Can you share something with someone who is struggling to find their faith?
Oh, that's good. That's a good question. Definitely start going to church, going to a local church, reading the Bible. Just start doing something.
Yeah, small steps.
Yeah.
And any advice you would share for someone who is trying to improve their confidence?
Honestly, put faith into God and to just keep doing the healing work.
Wow, I love that so much. What's your name?
Dorothy.
Excuse me.
It's so cool. Nice to see. She might be somebody you look at, that's some fashion New York City snobby, crazy lib lady or something. I'm just saying, from surface, you might. But no, it's wonderful. I mean, he's got his children everywhere in all places, look different, have different styles, all that. This readers added context. Images on social media corresponded to a massive anti-government and anti-corruption protest that occurred in Belgrade 2025, not to a religious event. This says 1.5 million Christians marched the streets of Belgrade. The mainstream media won't show you this. Faith is still alive and strong. So I guess this is that occurred in corruption protests. Okay. Well, that's not cool. All right. There we go. Sometimes it happens. I like to see videos of a revival or people coming together, but sometimes they're fake. According to Andy, a group of entities called the Nine controls our universe. There's a video I did. I don't think it's, I think it's, a lot of my videos on the scariest movie ever were taken down, not by me. This is over the years. Here's one that I know is not over there. I remember it getting taken down, but I put it up on my website called Who is KJ Osborne. You can always use the search engine there and just search for keywords for videos, but this one was called The Illuminati's Real Religion Revealed. And I put it up years ago. I haven't seen this show since, but there was a show about a guy. He was doing interviews with different people, and it was on History Channel. Maybe it was about conspiracies and stuff, but anyway, one of the people he interviewed was allegedly a limousine driver for the elite, so-called elite, like the elite of the elite, like the very top of the pyramid. And he was trying to say that, sorry, I just got distracted. And he was trying to say that the elite, the ones on the very top, that they would always go to a group of 9, like a council of 9, I think is what he called it. So there are 9 people that were apparently or allegedly communing with the demons and whatnot, the devil, and they were putting the work in, and then they would take the information and filter it down to everybody else. So there you go. So let's check this out.
Yeah. Yeah. And so what were the 9?
So okay. It's complex, but apparently they're a group of entities that are basically overseeing the universe, I guess is the simplest way to say.
Okay, so they're aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, whatever. Aliens are like divine spirits.
More like divine spirits.
Oh, okay.
Because they've never really said, we look like this or we're shaped like
They
this.
had a
It's more-
spokesman called Tom. They never said we're from Zeta Reticuli or anything.
No.
Okay.
They're more of like, and just an intelligence that can be contacted through this method of trance, and that they're out there, they're overseeing not just Earth, but the universe. They're overseeing what happens with the planet because it's all part of a cosmic plan, and they're making sure things don't happen and that kind of thing. But it's a group of intelligences is the best way I guess you could describe it. Okay. And they communicate through certain people, usually through psychic people. And for whatever reason, there's only like a few that they've come through. It's this guy, Dr. Vinod, the Indian guy in the 50s, and then apparently Uri Geller in the 70s, and then this woman Phyllis in the 70s as well. So it's strange. I don't know if there's some protocol that brings them through with certain people, or some people can bring them through, others can't. But apparently, like just through Puharich, he was able to get people to connect.
Good stuff. I always want to hear more of some of these, but they get the point across. Thank you, sir. It's a cool show, too. There's a couple of good podcasts out there like that. It says, I clearly remember Rich. Oh, yeah, here's another perhaps Mandela effect. Let us know what you guys think about this one. Some of you may, let me think. I'll just let her explain it. Check this out.
Wait until she finds out Richard Simmons never wore a headband.
So that's another one. Do you guys, Richard Simmons, famous for, he was like a health guru, for many years, had his own shows, would lead people in, different aerobic type routines and things like this. So he became famous over the years, Richard Simmons. But do you remember him always wearing a headband or not? See, I remember him wearing a headband, personally.
Wait until she finds out Richard Simmons never wore a headband. Stop. What do you think they did? Went through the whole internet and scrubbed every photo of Richard Simmons ever wearing a headband? That's crazy. I don't even know what to say anymore. I don't know what to say. Okay, but what if we Google people who have dressed up like Richard Simmons for Halloween? What if we try to buy a Richard Simmons costume now? What? Why are they rewriting our history? You know that scene in Back to the Future where Marty McFly's hand is disappearing? He's looking at a picture because history's changing at that moment. Is that what's happening? They're trying to make us look crazy, and it's gonna work. They're gonna put us all in mental institutions one day. Like, on reasons why, it's gonna be like...
But for real, yeah, think back. Total headband. Like, I just remember it all the time. Yeah, it's a weird one. That makes you wonder. Different timeline.
Hey, everybody.
This is Prez Hilton. I think this was just before he had his kind of meltdown, but he went on camera, was hurting himself, saying some strange things, as you may know. And let's check this. And I hope you pray for him. You know what I mean? He had found the Lord. I showed clips where he's talking more about God. I mean, he's still on an early path, you know, so hopefully people prayed for him. And, excuse me, seemed like he was genuine and really working on it, and definitely had his issues to work on, but still, you know, like, give some people... So could it be that's why he is under such a horrible attack, that the devil didn't like that he's totally changing his ways and really is developing a heart for the Lord and wanting to know more, and you know, that's a possibility.
I've been crying. I've been crying, but happy tears, because this is just so crazy. I've been reading the Bible, and so much of what is said here I had already been thinking of. It's just overwhelming in the best, most beautiful way. All right, I'm snapping out of it. Hello, my fam. It is Perez, the queen of all media, the original influencer. And this Joyce Meyer Everyday Bible is actually the third Bible that I bought this week.
All right, so we're going to stop there. This is some of, I guess, prior videos.
Listen up. So I did a video yesterday about a truther named Joe Fales that has now passed away. And a lot of people don't understand the truther community, so I kind of want to shed some light on this. There are many influencers on social media, like tons. But when it comes to the influencers that are in the truther community or Christian community, it is so much different. I was a truther before I surrendered to Christ, and my journey started in 2017. And that's when I started my YouTube channel. It wasn't until 2021 when COVID hit that I started doing videos on TikTok. And that is when I found my community. Because for years I tried to talk to my family and friends about the things that I was finding out, and they wouldn't listen. And after I surrendered my life to Christ, shortly after I joined TikTok, that is when I started doing Christian content. And a lot of the truther community is attached to the Christian community on these apps. I don't think many people understand the feeling you get when you find a community that thinks like you. Is actually awake and knows the evil that is in this world. Because a lot of people like to turn a blind eye to it and don't want to think about it. They'd rather ignore it, when we, truthers and Christian content creators, we like to expose it, because that's what we're called to do. You see, a lot of people that are in the Christian community and the truther community, we consider the people in this community, whether it's the followers or other content creators, as family. It's just like when you think about being a Christian, you are part of the body of Christ, and they become your brothers and sisters. This is the same concept. And people in these communities are very open-minded people. God has taken that veil over our eyes, and we see a lot of things that other people don't. We notice a lot of things that other people don't. We notice things that don't seem right. We're going to ask questions, because that is what we do. We are researchers, and we analyze everything, especially when one of our own pass away, especially when we see it happening so much. Because most of us know that if we're telling the truth on here, we are a target. But as a Christian content creator, I know I'm covered by the blood of Jesus, and he's got me. So I do not live in fear. I know I was called to do this. And I know this by the fruits that I have produced over the years. And yes, it can be upsetting to people when we speak out about things that we want answers to. But if we've been given a gift by God to do what we've been doing, feelings are not going to stop us. There has been plenty of times on this app that my life has been threatened just because I hurt somebody's feelings from the truth I was speaking. And you know what? It didn't stop me, because you cannot stop something God has ordained. Even when people get mad at you because they don't understand what that type of passion feels like. Joe Fales was a great guy, and he was loved by millions. There There were so many people that watched every video, read every post that he posted. And there were also so many followers that actually met him. He was loved by so many people, especially the truther community. So I just wanted to make this video for people that get upset because we speak out on things. So many people get so upset about things they don't understand. Just remember, anybody that's in the truther or Christian community is part of my family and everybody else in that community. Listen up. So I did a video yesterday.
Good message. It's itty bitty. She's on over on X also.
So I just went to take my kids to a new dentist, and I walk in and see Bibles on the tables everywhere. And I go to the reception counter and say, hey, what's with all the Bibles everywhere? And they said, oh, they're just there. Da, da, da. And I said, I need to cancel my appointment. I'm not playing games anymore. This is not a Christian nation. You don't need to have Bibles out everywhere in your office. Or you can, and I won't patronize it. So don't tell me that queer people are trying to shove their agenda down people's throats when everywhere I go, there's Bibles around, there's people let me pray for you. Don't give me that shit. I'm fucking done.
This is a prime example of the word having power. Because you mean to tell me, because you walked in a dentist's office and you saw Bibles laying around everywhere, you felt the need to cancel your children's dentist appointment? No other name apart from the Lord Jesus Christ will cause demons to manifest like that. No other religion get talked about, get bashed the way Christianity does. If it was a Quran or any other book that is not the Bible, she would not have responded like that. The Lord said, woe unto those that call good evil and evil good. She said that we are trying to force Christianity down people's throats, when in reality, Christianity, the things of God, they are being pushed aside. They have taken God out of everything. And this is one of the reasons why we're seeing so much wickedness in the world. Jesus Christ is King. Jesus Christ is the only one who laid down his life for you and I. He's the only one that died and rose on the third day. Buddha didn't rise up, Muhammad didn't rise up, Confucius didn't rise up, but Jesus did. And this is why the word tells us that demons tremble at the name of Jesus.
Love it. Great message. Thank you.
And over RB social.
Definitely never forget that. Don't be afraid of demons. In Jesus' name, cast them out. It's through his power. It's beautiful. The Minions movie is getting some backlash. So here's, this is a commercial. I probably showed it before on one of the earlier shows. It's been out for over a year or so. But another one of those just kind of truth in plain sight, you might say. It's an Arby's commercial, unfortunately, of all things.
Media to ensure the prophecy is fulfilled. Don't worry, they're fine. But the will of the order has prevailed. And now I can officially proclaim potato cakes are back at Arby's. The only thing missing is you. Our ranks grow stronger each day, but must remain vigilant as I'm ordered. Now, our time. And the order of potato cakes needs your help. The more you comment at Arby's potato cakes, the more you purchase Arby's potato cakes, the closer we all get to true potato cake enlightenment. Join us. Help us fulfill the prophecy. And together, we will demonstrate one simple thing to the powers that be. Potato cakes must remain. This concludes our orientation.
Right? It's like the system can't help itself. These symbols always have to invade everything eventually. I guess Arby's must have, like all the other companies, sold out a long time ago maybe. Went from a family business to a big corporation, I'm guessing. Oh, yeah. This is a great story from Josh Howerton about what happened between him and one of the biggest mega pastors in America.
You'll hear these bad stories that go viral, and it's like, that story doesn't go viral. They go, well, man, Josh, yeah, but why don't I ever hear those stories? Because planes that land safely don't make the news. That's a good point. I was 16 years old. God had just called me to ministry. The pastor of the second largest church in America was Bob Russell. And my dad, because he was a good dad, went, hey Josh, so here's what you need to do if you want to be a pastor someday. You need to find good, faithful, fruitful pastors. You need to ask them intelligent questions. You need to write down everything they say, and then you need to do everything that they said. That's the book of Proverbs. Step one of getting wisdom, get wisdom. The problem was, he pastored a church that like in the 90s was a church of like 20,000 people. Even though he's always in the lobby, I might not be able to talk to him, but I knew he taught the new members class and there was only a few people there. I was like, well, I'll go to that. And then at the end, I came up and I said, Pastor Bob, I'm not trying to become a member of your church, but God called me to be a pastor. Is there any way I could take you out to lunch? I'll only take 45 minutes of your time. I'll drive to you, and I just want to ask you questions about how to be a pastor. He said, you know what, Josh? If you'll reach out to my assistant, we'll see if we can set something up. She set something up, or I think it was 2 years later. Now, that was probably a gentle way to see, is this kid going to follow through? Bookmark this date in your head because it's going to be important in a second. She set the date for, I think it was September 13th, 2001. 2 years later, I'm in college, and I wake up that day, and I drive 5 hours, and I sit down with him. So you remember those little tape recorders that you could put on a table? I brought one of those. I still have the tape. And I had spent 2 years thinking of what are the 20 best questions I could ask a faithful pastor. And Bob Russell, the pastor of the second largest church in America, he sat with an 18-year-old nobody. He sat there for 2 hours and answered my questions. The last thing I did is I said, Pastor Bob, is there anything that I need to know that I didn't ask you? And he said, yeah, Josh, there is. You need to know that the most important decision you make for your ministry will not be what seminary you attend or what first church you take. It'll be what woman you marry. I never forgot it. Mic drop. We finish. And as I drop him off, his assistant goes, do you know what he just did for you? Yeah, he spent 2 hours with me. It was amazing. Thank you so much. And she said, no. Did he tell you what he did to meet with you today? Now, I said earlier it was September 13th, 2001.
2 days after 9/11.
Bingo. That morning, he had gotten called by the largest radio station in America and the largest TV station in America to do a nationally syndicated interview about God and 9/11. And so instead of talking to the entire country that day, he said no to that so he could sit with an 18-year-old nobody and tell him how to be a faithful Christian man and grow up and try to be a faithful Christian pastor. And Bob Russell said no because a righteous man swears to his own hurt and he does not change.
That's a cool story, man.
Isn't it?
I like that.
It's so cool. It's great to hear. Great to hear because, again, we do get used to hearing all the bad stories, you know. There are some real great, powerful men of the Lord out there who did well. A group of friends recorded 2, quote, beings. Oh, man, I forgot about okay, this one, to me, is another one of those kind of newer internet creepy classics. I haven't seen this in probably a couple of years now, but it's super weird. The whole thing's strange. These group of friends recorded 2, quote, beings, which you'll see, of non-human appearance while camping in a national park in Mexico. In the video, we can see some kind of light on the chest of one of them, the creatures or things, which matches some reports of beings that have already occurred in other regions of the country. But wait till you see them just kind of come out. It's pretty interesting. What you'll be seeing is it's almost like there's a pit over here and there's a head popping out. So the first thing you're going to see, and it looks like it's kind of greenish and black.
No hagan ruido, no hagan ruido. Hey, morro. Es uno de esos macetones. Es un macetón. Es un macetón. Hay que agarrarlo, güey. Es uno chiquito, güey. Es uno chiquito. Míralo. Miren, amigos. Mira, güey, sí lo estás agarrando, mames. Sí. Está moviendo. Sí. Vente. No mames, güey, mira, güey. Amigos, ¿cómo le hablamos a estos güeyes? No mames, ¿qué hacen? Ay, no mames, vete a la verga, güey. No, ¿qué es esa mamá? Esa mamá está muy grande. ¿Qué es esa mamá? Está más grandota, Se está moviendo.
Starts walking towards them. Big white one.
Sácate a la verga. Mira. No hagan ruido. ¿Escuchas cómo le hace? No hagan ruido. Escucha. No hagan ruido. Hey, morro. Es uno de esos macetones. Es un macetón. Es un macetón. Hay que agarrarlo, güey. Es uno chiquito, güey.
Couple demons. One of them cosplaying as a gray and the other one is a tall white.
Sí. Está moviendo. Sí. Vente.
Green or blue.
No mames, güey. Mira, güey.
Big orange eyes.
Amigos, ¿cómo le hablamos a estos güeyes? No mames, ¿qué hacen? Ay, hijo de su puta madre.
No mames, a tall white.
¿Es esa mamá? ¿Esa mamá? ¿Qué es esa mamá?
Starts walking towards them. I want to see what it looks like when it comes up. Yeah, it's hard to say. It's pretty interesting though, right? So yeah, like I said, that one has been around for years. I just hadn't seen it in a little while. It's interesting. Are we really hearing the gospel in church anymore is the question.
I don't hear the gospel in churches anymore. I hear the Bible. I hear good ways to live in response to the gospel. But I hear a lot about like how to raise godly kids, live your best life, how to clean yourself up. And not that those things aren't things we should talk about. I literally was in a church service one time. The pastor, he said, this is the gospel, that you should die to self and serve others. And I was like, that's not the gospel. That's a great response to the gospel. But I don't hear the gospel articulated. And it burdens me because I know my heart. I want to check a box. I want to make a list. I want to do the right thing. And I'm going to think God owes me something. But when I'm reminded of the gospel that I deserve hell and death, but that Jesus came to earth fully God, fully man, and he lived the life I couldn't live, achieved every bit of righteousness that the Father requires. He gave it to me on my behalf through no good deeds of my own. And when I hear all of this just to-do-isms in the Bible, I think we're skipping over the most important message in Scripture to talk about other things that are really interesting and that are great responses.
Man, that's great wisdom. I appreciate that. That's great. Isn't Jesus amazing? He just is. He's the most amazing ever King of the universe. The tourism industry and the Navy are in panic because this cruise ship has just leaked the most terrifying secret of the Bahamas, which is a very strange sighting. Let's see. It says they sell us luxury vacation packages to keep us sedated, getting us drunk on deck, while the Atlantic Ocean literally boils with non-human activity. Civilian passengers stranded in the middle of the sea have just blown the censorship blockade wide open by documenting a chilling anomaly operating with total brazenness among the islands. Yeah, this thing's strange, whatever it is. It's a good sighting.
Ooh, look at this. What is this?
It's like, I thought it would be round. It's not round.
Yeah, on the sky.
Yeah, in the sky. It's a space ship.
Oh, look at.
What in the...
Oh my gosh.
What is that?
Changing shapes.
What is that?
It's turning. It's. Oh my gosh.
It's a shifter.
Did you see everybody?
Oh my gosh, what is that? It's...
Oh my gosh. It's giving me goosebumps.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's creepy.
Yeah,
Hurry up.
Come here.
Oh my gosh.
What is this?
That's cool. It's been changing shapes.
I thought it was changing shape earlier when I was looking at it.
Wow. It's hard to. Oh,
It's one of the
it's
shifters
beautiful.
of demonic entity, interdimensional.
There's no way that's airplane.
That's not an airplane.
That's.
It's been there a long time.
Yeah. It's hard to zoom that close, I think, but it's amazing, guys. Look at this.
This is the best video we can take. We have a camera.
It's pretty amazing. My thoughts are it's one of the interdimensional beings that shift in the sky. They can be anything. And look at all the different designs. It's so interesting. Look at that. That's a creepy one. That looks like a big head, big face, eyes. Then you got this, which is strange. All of it. That's right. It's like it's shifting, changing. Right in front of them. That's a good catch. The Bahamas. Better watch out. Check this out. Oh yeah, this is one of those I was talking about. Where it's like you're seeing some little revivals happening in different places. Beautiful. Not even sure where this is, but I like to see it. I like to see it. The only hope in this disgusting world, man. The only true hope. You know, Jesus. Let's see. This is a really crazy one, too. I think I have a few videos on this guy. His handle is TeleportDV. That's his username on TikTok. It says, go check him out. I did. but it says, "This is absolutely blowing my mind. I really want to learn more about this. Perhaps I'll contact him and ask him questions," it says. But apparently he's on a real fishing boat. I guess maybe he's Russian. I'm not sure. But they have access to this area, I hear, allegedly beyond the ice wall.
This video got 40 million views, and it is quite interesting because this guy claims that this is in fact footage of a land beyond the ice wall, of a new continent. Now, the reason why this went absolutely viral is because this guy claims that he is, well, you can tell by his voice that he's a Russian, you'll hear that soon. But he says that the Russian government is the only country on Earth that is allowed to sail to these other lands. And that's why you always hear President Putin always talking about these old maps he has and like these other peoples that he wants to like bring in and allow to come over here. But the crazy thing is in this video is he's showing what appears to be a new land. But he's like very paranoid and saying, okay, I'm going like, I got so much to cover here, but just stay, don't scroll, please, even though I'm struggling here. The translation is very bad on TikTok, so I don't know exactly what he's saying, and it seems like he keeps repeating himself, but he's just constantly freaking out in every single video that there's some guy up here on a pyramid watching him, and there were watchers in white robes, which I've seen on the videos before.
Yeah, he captured them. Look at that.
And they scan
I'll show you the video.
your brain, like they're telepaths, and they scan everything, and they figure out like your entire life, your memories, because they're trying to make sure that you're a safe person to be let into these lands. And this is a recurring story that we've heard from other people who claim to have traveled to these places, like especially in the Nos Confunden books, if you've ever heard about those, that these people in these other lands are extremely paranoid about us, like from Earth, and they don't want any trouble to be coming towards them because apparently like we're just bad people, I guess, and there's something very wrong with our world, which I think a lot of us can see that. But this guy, he apparently he trades with these other peoples. He calls it the Trinitarian Kingdom, which I don't know what that means. Like, some people thought it might be about the Holy Trinity, like the God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit, but I don't think that's it. I think it has to be just some kind of translation error. Like maybe 3 kingdoms mixed into one. But he was also like showing the cave there, and he said that that is like the entrance to where he does his tradings, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
I went to his site. Let me see. I think it's coming up. I thought I'd had it up here. It's been on X. Man, I may have it later on here, one of the TikToks.
Camera.
But I went to the guy's TikTok page and found the video that he shot where you saw the 3 tall white robed figures standing on the island. It's pretty weird. So I did see that over there. You can always back up the video, watch it later, look back where I showed you the name, that guy's name, the Russian, and then you can go to TikTok and put it in, and you'll find those videos. He's got multiple videos filming that area, whatever it is. This is just a weird one. A dark live figure in this representative's shower appears during a public meeting from her bathroom. So I guess she went to her bathroom to do her public meeting, and there's a dark figure in the shadow, or in the shower right behind her. You'll see.
You might want to move your camera.
Why?
I can see you washing.
Oh, okay.
I'm just suggesting. But anyway, please.
Can you see me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, that's great. Okay, you can see my washing. You can see me. It's no problem.
You might.
Okay, maybe not so crazy. Maybe I doubt they were showering, though, because that'd be kind of noisy for a live like that. But nonetheless, hey, Desert Trance, good to see you, and thank you. Says, hello, KJ and all my family here. I need to ask for your prayers. I have a court case in regards to defending my son and would love to have the strength of this community. Thank you, love you. Man, we got you, Desert Trance. Please remember to pray for Desert Trance for his court case, court issues in regards to his child. And we just pray. I hope you guys all pray for him. That works out in his favor. Thanks. Thanks for letting us know also. And I know there's people praying for you. I'll pray for you too. We got you. Martin Haseman lives on a homemade... oh, this is so cool. I love this one too. Martin Haseman lives on a homemade shanty boat on the Tennessee River. No landlord, no 30-year mortgage. He only has to live by one rule, and that's it. And this is... how nice would this be? This kind of living.
For the last 2.5 years, I've been out on the Tennessee River just tying up to trees. You don't have to buy an expensive anchor. There's trees everywhere. You can just tie right to them. It's completely free. There's no permit needed. There's no park ranger that's going to come around and check to see what you're doing. The rule is you have to move 1 mile every 14 days, and no one ever checks to see if I move or not. I just do it because you should do it. If you're going to follow the rules, just follow the rules. At the end of the day, there's no charge to be here. You're allowed to go on land because this is public land. It's a national forest. Living for free. 2.5 years tied to trees.
I wish you would have gone inside. I don't know if there's a video on the thread. Nah. That'd be cool, though. Cool kind of way to live, I think. How about you? Probably wouldn't be great for a family, but an American woman who would wake up every day from her sleep exhausted and fatigued, as if something was draining her all night long, but she didn't know the reason, decided to install a secret thermal camera inside her bedroom, then went to sleep. And at first, everything seemed normal. So this is pretty wild. Did she catch... This is a real thing. I've suffered it myself, and some of you have too. Especially as children, a lot of us had the sleep paralysis, getting choked in your sleep, by these demons. And it's a real thing. It's been around for years. There's old antique paintings of, of specifically women laying in bed with little demons sitting on their chests at night, while they're sleeping and things like that too. So it's really a thing. But check out this footage. Look at that. Looks like a head and a hand. Looks like a black head and a hand. Yeah, it looks like he's... That's creepy. I think that's it, but that's why I've told y'all my situation from a few years back, but I still pray out loud every night before I go to sleep for protection against that very thing. And then, then private prayer. This one, I feel like I had some videos up that aren't. I feel like I'm missing some of my videos, but anyway, because I had another one I was going to show you. There's a shape-shifting video of this lady I have over on the Scariest Movie Ever. It's still there. It's Newt Gingrich's wife. You can look it up over there. That's from years ago, her shifting. Anyway, now, says that's where CERN is, right? Yeah, I thought so. That would explain this portal emerging creature. Says Trump's ambassador to Switzerland posted another bizarre video. So this is Newt Gingrich's wife. And like I said, I've got a good video on the Scariest Movie Ever. Just look up Gingrich. And that video will pop up, and you'll see the shift she did from years ago.
Hello, I'm Callista Gingrich. On behalf of the United States Embassy, I wish the Swiss people a happy National Day. Today, Switzerland celebrates its independence, freedom, and democracy, values Americans deeply understand and cherish. The United States is proud to celebrate with you as a friend and partner. Happy National Day.
I think it was her left eye that totally totally glitched on the video over there. If you're interested. I've been interested in that kind of a thing for years. Here's a good one right here. A good explanation. Good breakdown what this lady's seeing.
Let me see if I got this right. So they took away our SD cards, our memory sticks, and then started charging us for memory to store our data. Okay. Then they started taking away our VHSs and our DVDs and then started charging us to stream movies. Okay. Then they took away our little headphone jack and then started charging us all kinds of amounts for Apple products to make up for not having that headphone jack. Then they started taking away our rights to fix our own cars. And now you got to take it in to go get fixed. Let's see, what else is there? Then they started taking away farmers' rights to have seeds. So they can't grow certain fruits and vegetables anymore. But then they start selling us seedless fruits. So, okay. There's a lot. The list goes on. You guys tell me what.
Good point. I like it. I like when people put it all together, connect all the dots. It's a crazy system, my friend. Indeed. And I'm ready to go to heaven. I'm done with this place. Been done. This man in the passenger seat captures a jellyfish-shaped UFO pulsating like electricity is pulsating through it. What he really captured, he says jellyfish-shaped UFO. It's another one of the sky squids or the new Dementors or whatever. But this is a weird one because I've never seen one like this. But this does look like it has electricity pulsating through it.
Oh, that's crazy.
Energy.
I am zoomed in, man.
It's not a kite.
So it's pulsating and electrifying. That shit went into the clouds. It went up into the clouds. Yo, I swear to you, G.
Pretty good catch of it, but look at that, it's got some energy on it, some light. And there it is. So yeah, these are weird. They're real. They've been real. I'm gonna put this somewhere else. Even it's a really good catch. I've been lately, somebody in the chat, and we don't discuss that here because I think it's nonsense, but the whole little season thing. And what I've been asking people lately in my comments is if they leave that, two things is one is please prove to me biblically that we're in the little season right now. And number two, according to your belief, where is Jesus Christ right now at this very moment? So I've been asking. I haven't seen anything yet that's persuaded me. But I hope you break free from that because I consider that one of the many end times deceptions brewing up. It's also, I mean, it's totally anti what's coming. You know, that's another reason why it's out there is it's against Jesus coming for his bride and all that. It's very confusing. I haven't seen anybody prove it biblically at all. There's so many things biblically you can use to disprove it. I've shown people doing that here on the show many times. But no, we don't discuss that here, man. You know, not into it. It's dangerous. It's a dangerous idea. And I'm not down. I've looked into it way back when I first started seeing all these people talking about it. And it's silly, you know. Check this out, though. This is cool. Kinda. Wild, huh? But well done. Looks like there's some. Is that a baby? Is that a mannequin? Looks like there's two little legs and a diaper. It's like a little one just hanging out there. Did that little one build this entire thing? I think we may have found a genius. Somebody find us this little one. Give them a contract and have them just start building these things. You know, in mass. Full communities for people. Keep them fed. Fresh diapers, you're good, you know. Thousands of orbs are already appearing around the world. And this one is over Japan. These are. Just more preparation. We know. They've been popping up all over the world for years. And now we're seeing those, quote, ghost lights, which I think is the beam. Here's a really crazy one, too. What did this guy see? Is this just a mirage or something? But it seems like he's captured a city in the middle of the sea.
Some comparisons, right? It's a yacht right there. You can see. That's a sailboat right there that you can see. Scan over here real quick. That is a cargo ship right there that you can see. Somebody on a jet ski. What the fuck is that? I come out here all the time. I know what cargo ships look like. That's one right there. This one seems like it's further out behind it. It looks like a fucking city.
Big.
What is that shit?
Well, there it is. It's pretty crazy in comparison to that cargo ship, which was closer. It was more like in the foreground, but whatever it was big. This is a crazy one, too. Really crazy. If this is the way they're going, because they got the flock system going right now, but I wonder if they're going to start including these things, like actual holographic projectors. This is he believes a holographic, or he's saying it's a holographic projector, mechanical structure. This is in Port St. Lucie, Florida.
St. Lucie County, today is July 14th, 2026. These are holographic projectors. They are very small. I mean, very small. There are 3 of them here. They are projecting dragonflies. I will zoom in and show you the serial number. Those are the projectors themselves. This is not AI. Again, I can show you exactly what they are because we have them. This is just the first video. These are my dragonflies. Okay, I'm going to show you the original video. And I'm going to show you, there we go. This is slowed down. This is the original video. There are 2 different, I don't even know what that other insect is. Okay, that's the original video, by the way. So right now, if you're an entomologist, I really need your help on this one. I mean, I know they're mechanical, but what I'm saying, what just flew by, watch. Here's the original video. What was that? Here it is again. Okay, I know these are mechanical. I understand that, but this one's new. Here they are close up again. This is completely real. I can prove it. Every day, 4 o'clock, we film this every day. City Center, Port St. Lucie, Florida. Hope to see you there, believe it or not.
That is some mind-blowing stuff. He was saying the fourth dimension is here. He was saying at the end. Fourth dimension is real. It's simpler and closer than we ever thought. But yeah, look at some of these things he captured. Yikes. One of them had a pretty crazy looking face. Let's see if I can find that one. I guess not. Oh, yeah. Was that it? Yeah. No, there was another one. It looked like a little wolf face. Strange. But what if and what would they ever use something like that for if they started putting holographic projectors up in neighborhoods, maybe even associated with the flock or something, and just they could just create things. They could really freak people out. That's for sure. Show an army of zombies coming down the road or something, you know. Says, I've been following this guy for years. I suspect the reason he turned up passed away recently. So this is the guy that Joe Feltz, that itty bitty was talking about earlier. And this is one of his videos. And it's, look at the kind of information he was into and trying to get out there to people.
It's some type of afterlife portal. Anubis, Osiris, same symbol that's on our money. That eye is pointing directly there. That's the tunnel. A lot of people might think they're not real. Alex, are these real?
Yeah, these are in the dirt. This is not in any way, shape, or form bullshit.
I am here on an archaeological dig. He has the imaging report of this ground that shows there's something under there. That's the tunnel that we're starting at right there. This looks to be a giant megalith. It keeps going on for a long time. You can definitely see carvings in it. Carvings appearing in it, but I can't tell if it's dirt or rock. And I also really don't want to keep going. This stuff could be really soft. This looks like it could be part of a pathway and its placement with the tunnel. You see how it's going down? And then you have the dog. That eye is pointing to the right. It's pointing directly there. The tunnel to the city. I'm very curious. Looks like Thoth, aliens, as to where this is going on. Anubis, creating life. Also where it's coming from. Osiris. How much stuff they're going to find. With the heart in the middle. The jackal. Same symbol that's on our money. Feels pretty ominous. You look at this. Look at his eye. It's not looking straight forward. It's looking down at that hole, like he's guarding it. I think all these are just part. This is one chapter in the book. I think that might be right. The gesture of it all with the skull. Alex noticed a figurine that we hadn't seen on any of them. Money symbol. On a figurine. It looks like a statue coming up, and then one going down below. I looked at a lot of these artifacts in the last 3 days. I dug this one out of the ground, and I just took another one out of the ground, and I don't feel great about the way this is happening, but I'm here. If you look at these things, look at some type of afterlife portal, because no matter what direction you look at it, from right here, or from up here, or from down below, or even upside down and sideways, it tells a story. But then, if you come around on the backside, there's nothing but raw earth all the way around it.
I'd like to know what's on the bottom of this.
Is that really something you want to find out? Just showing you where we're at. This is real. Anybody want to come help find the lost city with the underworld portal? Anybody else crazy enough to pay money to come here?
So I don't know. I mean, I'm with somebody who said in chat, stop touching everything. But yeah, I was kind of feeling the same way. Says he passed away at 40, been collecting rare, sacred, hidden, and last editions of old and ancient books, and was in the process of scanning and uploading them as a free source on the internet. So yeah, this guy was cool, interesting guy. But yeah, that's super dangerous. I wouldn't want to be touching any of that stuff just because I know that entities get attached to things. Maybe there really is a curse placed on these. I don't know, but from a distance, I may check it out, but I definitely wouldn't be walking through the portal either if I thought it was a portal. Flock CEO says Americans are like children and need an all-seeing eye to keep them in line. I mean, he does, kind of. He mentions all-seeing eyes here. It's kind of strange.
And as soon as I find out that as a parent, like the level of punishment, whether you're in timeout for 5 minutes or an hour, to let's just punish people and that will teach them. But if we look at our kids as a proxy, like the level of punishment, whether you're in timeout for 5 minutes or an hour, doesn't matter to a 5-year-old. They do something because they think they're going to get away with it. And as soon as they find out that as a parent, you have all-seeing eyes, they stop doing bad things. And the punishment has nothing to do.
So that's the only time he really says the all-seeing eyes. But again, and this guy is behind the flock and everything. And excuse me. And clearly, a big part of the system, the beast system. And he's all about it. It's funny they're using the actual terminology, though. It's really what it is. It's a part of the all-seeing eye system. Indeed, because Satan's not omnipresent. And this will be his way, right? One of the ways. Especially when everybody connects to him through the chip. But if that's the way it works out. Hey, this is a really cool one, too. This is from Steve Irwin's son. And check out this monster snake I was about to say. But it's the cutest, cuddliest snake I've ever seen. He'll explain.
I'm going to show you here one of my absolute favorite animals in the entire world. Just sitting here. This is the coolest snake known to man. Have a look at this. This right here, this is a file snake. One of, if not the favorite snake for me. Look at that. Look how he's poking his tongue out. Look at that forked tongue there. So that's how he smells.
That's how he picks up little scent particles, works out what's going on.
What a beauty. Now this is one of the most unique snakes in the world. He feels like a nail file, really, really rough skin. And that's how he's able to catch a fish with those sharp teeth, wrap around it, keep it in one spot, and then he just gulps it down, often whole, in one go. This is an incredible hunter, but he has no venom, and just look at him. He absolutely would not hurt a fly. He's just so chill. They really are evolved to have everything happen in there, in the water. I see how he's just like super floppy out of the water. He's like a big chubby worm. But as soon as he gets back in there, incredibly quick, incredibly graceful. Watch that.
Beautiful. It's pretty cool, right? I still wouldn't want to mess with them. I don't like snakes. But I'm not also, at the same time, I'm not terrified of them, but just not a fan, you know? There's this really weird connection in the Bible between satanic demonic activity and unforgiveness.
I've seen a lot of things as a pastor. One thing I can make you promise, nobody makes it unless they learn to really and deeply forgive.
What do you mean by that? Nobody makes it.
If heaven is the place where everybody's forgiven and hell is the place where nobody's forgiven, when we forgive, we pull heaven down into our lives. And when we choose not to forgive, we pull hell up into our lives. There's this really weird connection in the Bible between satanic and demonic activity and unforgiveness. Jesus calls Satan Beelzebub. It literally translates to Lord of the Flies. The implication is like, man, if you get like a deep wound, what flies do is they get in there and they infest the wound, and then something that hurts you, well, now all of a sudden it becomes fatal. And so when Jesus calls Satan Beelzebub, what he's saying is, hey man, every wound you got, if you don't, by the power of Jesus Christ, his blood and forgiveness, close that wound, that is a wide open pathway for Satan's work in your life. In the book of Ephesians, it says, hey, don't let the sun go down on your anger. Why? Because I don't want you to give any opportunity to the devil. The book of James, it says bitterness is, quote, earthly, unspiritual, demonic.
Could you say that again? Unforgiveness
is earthly, unspiritual, demonic. So dude, a lot of people miss that there's like a really powerful connection in the Bible. There's a way that unforgiveness is like a portal, like straight in your soul for Satan and demons. I don't understand how that works. I just know that it works. When you read in the Gospels and it talks about people being, quote, demon possessed, it's literally, it's one Greek word. The word is demonized. So kind of like we say fossilized, like in the same way that a fossil, it started out as this, but then very, very, very slowly over time, and now it's this. A lot of times that's how like demonic activity works in people's lives is, hey, it's slow, it's imperceptible, gets up there, maybe in a wound. How'd that guy end up old, angry, cynical? There's like no love in his heart. It's all anger. Man, just very, very, very slowly. He didn't learn to clean it out with forgiveness. If hell is the place where nobody's forgiven and heaven is the place where everybody's forgiven, every time we learn to forgive, Sean, you pull heaven down into your life. Every time you choose not to, you pull hell up.
It's cool. I like that. It's a good lesson. How about you? Are you okay with forgiveness? Hopefully you've got it covered. Forgiven any past trespasses or people? This woman just found a tooth. Oh, yeah, here's a great one. I'll let him explain, but it just shows how the prices are changed so much now.
Going to believe what people were paying for a 2-bedroom apartment back in 2008.
In 2008, my mom was helping my uncle find an apartment, and I just wanted to show y'all this. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is from 2008. Yeah, so in 2008, you could have got a 1-bedroom for $515 for 6 months, $495 for 12 months, or you could have got a 2-bedroom for $610 for 6 months, $590.
How did things get so bad in just 18 years?
Exactly. Isn't that crazy? 2008 prices, man. Nice. $515 for 6 months, $495 a month for a 12-month lease. That's nice. Only a $99 down payment. Nice. The good old days. Says this has 7 million views. Says Doja Cat thought she could hide it, but everyone noticed. and I'll let you decide. We'll play it a few times. Yikes. Creepy. It's like, I'll have none of it. None of that Hollywood scene. It's so weird. So many weirdos. Oh, this is a pretty funny one here. So Tom Green, some of y'all remember him from the old days. Just a real wild card. Had his own talk show there for a while. Been in some movies. He's known for being just really outrageous and over the top about things. He's just done some really crazy stunts. He had a movie called Freddy Fingered Me that was like extremely offensive, like in so many ways. It's repulsive even in some ways, some of the scenes there. So he's known for just being a really crazy over the top guy. But then he got his talk show here. And then he met rocker Jesse James Dupree, who's from a band back in the day called the Bullet Boys. They had a famous song called Smooth Up. I think it was called Smooth Up. But anyway, let's check this out because this turned quickly and we see a side of Tom Green. They say, the rumor is that everything fell apart after this incident with Tom Green and Jesse, that his show fell off and he pretty much lost his career, is what people say.
Please welcome Jesse James Dupree.
How you doing, brother? Good to see you.
Well, I was doing all right. I'm actually, to be honest with you. So,
this is rock and roll.
So, who told you could saw a desk up?
Well, I checked my bank account and I had just enough to pay for one just like this.
Yeah, okay.
So I figure what
I hope so, because you're going to have to. All right.
That's what actually, send a bill to the record company.
What's that?
That's what record company.
Okay, no, I hope they're prepared for pay for it, because I'd be awesome pissed off right now. No, I mean, no, I'm actually kind of really pissed off right now. Are you angry about this?
Did I know about this? Yeah. He told me to do it. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. I'm just. I won't get it. I take full responsibility.
No, I know. Well, you. How much did the desk cost?
Thousands of dollars.
Yeah, thousands. Because we had it made. We had it specially made.
Well, they told me it was handed down through the Green family.
Oh, I know you're coming out
years.
here and you're trying to be crazy and you're with your little saw.
No, that's I go out every night and up.
There we go. So it didn't end well, as you can imagine.
I'm actually going to pretend now that I'm not pissed off and that everything's all cool.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
So yeah, it just got super awkward, as you can imagine. So there you go. They claim that's when his career went. I don't know, but I just thought sometimes that kind of stuff's interesting to check out. This mother from Rhode Island was threatened by a lawsuit from a school district. You're about to find out why.
Nicole Solis, and I am a mother from Rhode Island who was sued by the teachers union simply because I wanted to know what my kindergartner would be learning in school. And here's how this happened. I asked to see the curriculum and my school told me I had to submit a public records request. The curriculum wasn't posted online and it wasn't available in a school district. Then I asked them if they were teaching gender theory, and they told me that they don't call children boys and girls, and they embed the values of gender identity into every classroom, including...
Oh, quickly, sorry, I said that wrong. His band's called Jackal. I thought it was Bullet Boys for some reason. Totally got that confused. But yeah, he's from a band called Jackal.
kindergarten,
Jesse.
and they didn't want to answer any of my questions further. They told me that they would communicate with me only through public records requests, and that is the only way I could get my questions answered. And when I did submit the public records request that they told me to submit, and I submitted hundreds because I had hundreds of questions, my school board then put my name on the agenda of a public school board meeting and held a public school board meeting to discuss suing me for submitting the request that they told me to submit. Nicole Solis.
Yeah, that's... You know, there's no shortage of these videos of parents having issues with these school boards. We see it over and over again. Unfortunately. 9:00 p.m. and then this happened in Florida. This is a weird one. It's like the sky just kind of turned off for the night.
What is that? Dude. That's crazy. What just happened? What the fuck? Oh my god. Is it a storm? Did somebody wreck? Did something blow up? What the fuck? What is that? Dude. That's crazy. What just happened? What the fuck? Oh.
Seriously, what can cause that? I don't know. Is it like... It happens so fast. That's what's crazy about it, you know? What are your thoughts? AI employees are begging the government to stop them.
AI developers just admitted it, saying, quote, "We don't have a brake pedal." Employees of AI companies are begging the government to build brake pedals to stop AI development before it's too late.
What's your biggest concern right now about the rapid development of AI?
My biggest concern is what I'm hearing from inside the companies, and in particular, just this past week, we saw 1,300 employees of top AI companies saying that they don't think they have a brake pedal, and they hope that outsiders, the government, civil society, the public, can help them build a brake pedal so that they can go slower if they need to. They don't really understand the technology that they're building, and as we saw with these recent incidents, they have trouble controlling it. And so I think that's reason for concern.
And we've seen some of this from the top AI leaders as well, but it's kind of a remarkable development here. You've got these leaders saying, hey, stop us from doing what we're doing every single day because we can't stop ourselves.
It's a really fascinating mindset, the mindset of these top AI executives. The way they see it is that there's a lot of risk here, there's a lot of reason for concern, but if they don't do it, someone else will. And sometimes they'll say that someone else is China, sometimes the someone else is a rival US CEO. And so from their perspective, they don't want to just unilaterally give up because then someone else will win. So that's why they really need the outside help.
This is not...
Madness, man, the AI, right? It's like everywhere you turn, they're just pushing it on everybody. I'm going to jump back. Here's one I forgot to play earlier. Ariana Grande's new album, Petal, just dropped. In the promotional video for the album, she stumbles out of a hotel room soaked in red, as you can see, while dressed up older women casually clap, and one of them says, "Good for you, B-word." Pure symbolism, occult symbolism, yeah. Like, why would you ever, you know, what's the purpose? But we know, we see so much of this. And as I mentioned earlier, I wonder if it's just a coincidence that that's what Perez looked like, because he did. After doing what he did, it was rough. Shocking video. American homeowners walk in to find complete strangers living in their houses. And then things go full bizarro world. But we like bizarro world here.
Hi, who are you?
I'm Jeffrey from
This is our house.
This is not your house.
Yes, this is. This is
You
my
want
house.
it to be, but-
Get.
No, call the police too.
Cops are calling now.
Okay, I gotta pick up. We were about to go pick up our lease, you know? So.
Yes, 838 Whiteman.
Yeah, you know.
Get out.
Starting is difficult.
He's doing the right thing. He's packing.
Thank you, sir. No, get out. Please open that door again. Do not close me in here with you. Please open that door.
I'm just saying, like, who did you guys purchase the home from?
And they will not leave. Not even a question.
I
don't get out of the house. You have papers?
I get it, but can you not be so harsh? Like, yes, I do have some papers, and I really was picking up my lease. Because I
He knows you're full. Just get out.
It's my hood, y'all.
Just get out.
But either way,
Anthony?
I think if I wish I had a phone, I guess I would have asked him much sooner. It is not very. Oh, well, it's my.
No, it's not.
You don't know that.
It's mine. It's your somebody's, and it's not.
My friend
You're
took
lying.
the company's
Get out of the house.
property. So don't doubt me like that. Come on, I already stutter hard enough.
They have nothing to say. They just.
I just cannot speak over you, and I don't like to raise my voice.
So that you took that out of the front yard?
Along with the other two signs, because I'm interested in purchasing this home, but there's obviously been some sort of mix-up. I apologize. This is,
Excuse me, who lives here? Who lives here? Who lives here? Hello, everybody. Come on, smile for me. Smile for me. Smile for me. That's great, guys.
There you go. I guess they chase him down the street, but it's madness. You guys, any of you deal with properties? I wonder if you do. If you have multiple properties, you probably have stories. This is a weird one, too. Looks like someone may have a demon on him. But chilling CCTV captures moment possessed woman, it says, seizes shop assistant's hands and screams, "Get me out of here, scum of the light," inside of a phone store. But look at her face. You know, I wonder if there's something going on there, too. Check this out.
¡Abrir la puerta! ¡Sácame de acá! ¡Escondieron la luz!
Wow, well, that girl did good. She had courage. Lady kept holding her hand the whole time.
Back in our party day.
This is a guy named David Dobrik. I don't know much about him, but he has a huge social media following. At least he used to. Says, remember when David Dobrik spoke about the eye? And ever since, his life has been going downhill. So that's what they're saying. Like I said, I don't know much about him. Excuse me, but I know he's used to have a huge following. But here's a little story he told.
There was this person that lived with us. Name was Sydney.
Yeah, I remember Sydney.
She really wanted to be famous, I guess. And she met somebody who could promise her that. And he was like, I know how to make you famous. And she's like, how? And he's like, we can turn you into anything. We can turn you into a singer, an actor, whatever you want. And one day he visited her apartment and he was like in a suit and tie. And I came in and I saw him in the suit. And then she's like, please leave. And she closed the door on me. So I left. And she came up to my apartment sobbing. And she was like, this guy, please, you cannot repeat this. And for 3 years, I held the story to myself because I thought that was going to kill me. They're like, if you ever repeat this, they'll kill me and they'll kill you and they'll kill anybody that you love. And she was sobbing to me. And she's like, there's this guy, he came to me. And he's like telling me, she was like, this guy came to me and he's like, I can turn you into anything you want to be, but you have to sacrifice somebody. And I just spoke to my mother and my mom. My mom really supports me and she's like willing to be sacrificed. Back in our...
It's horrible. That's crazy if that's true. And also, if you're someone who you get scared from these clips or thinks that you're getting possessed by these clips, we were talking about that earlier, man. Stop being ignorant. Like, learn what you have, through the Holy Spirit, if you have it. We have power over these demons, over these things through Jesus. So stop being scared. You know, you're protected. And part of exposing evil is having to see it, you know, so that's part of it. Or you can stick your head in the sand like a lot of religious type people do. Oh, well, I just want to think about Jesus. It's like, I get that. But, dude.
Did you guys know they were making a...
There's major spiritual warfare happening, and we're supposed to be exposing things and sharing these things. All in the proper context, but don't be fearful. Stop being scared, especially of some clips, or some videos. Like, stop it, man. You know, you could be all right. This is cool. Here's a new movie coming out about Daniel, it sounds like.
biblical movie about Daniel and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. I've been waiting for them to do more of these real-life biblical movies. I'm not going to lie. Watch this preview.
There is a God in heaven who reveals mysteries.
I want to build the Neo-Babylonian Empire. If anyone should resist, they should be put to death.
Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego. We need to pray like our lives depend on it.
As men made in your image, we look to you. We look to you, Lord. My people bow down. Why not to you? We do not worship false idols.
This is the day that will be written in stone. I will stand for my faith and my God.
Wow. I think that looks awesome. Daniel in the fiery furnace. I'll be there. How about you?
The Lord gave me a spooky vision last night. And it's been a while since the Lord has spoken to me in a dream or in a vision like this. And it kind of honestly gave me the creeps. So for about the last 2 weeks, I've been having dreams about work every night. To the point where it's becoming obnoxious. It's kind of like stress dreams about work. So I woke up at 3 a.m. last night and I asked the Lord, I said, Lord, give me a dream that isn't about work. And I fell back asleep. I'm sure some of you guys have had that where you like wake up for a minute and then you immediately fall back asleep. One of those deals at like 3 a.m. So I fall back asleep and suddenly I have this open vision where I'm in these bleachers, like aluminum bleachers, in this open field at night. And I'm in the bleachers and there's like 100 people in the bleachers with me. And we're having some kind of open discussion. And there's a preacher that kind of looks like a priest. He's wearing black with almost like the black white collar type priest. And he's outside of the bleachers talking to everybody. And somebody in the stands said, like, tell me about this Jesus. Like, why is he important? What does this mean? And for some reason, this priest or preacher or whatever looks at me and says, hey, why don't you tell them? And I'm mixed in the bleachers with them in the crowd. And I get really excited. I stand up and I start telling them about Jesus, who he is, that he's the Son of God. He came to earth, live a sinless life, was God in the flesh, died on the cross for our sins, rose again, sits at the right hand of God, interceding for us. I'm telling them the whole thing. And the crowd is locked in, right? Everybody's locked in. They're focused on what I'm saying. And in the distance, as I'm talking to them, you start to hear music, like almost like rock music, kind of like party music in the distance. And it's getting louder and louder. And I'm trying to talk over it. And I can see that it's like next door, like the neighboring property. And this music's getting louder. And the crowd starts becoming disengaged, like they're not locked in anymore. And one by one, they start getting up and leaving as I'm talking louder and louder until there's only a few of them left still locked in on what I'm saying. And then eventually they get up and leave. And I just feel my heart sink. Like, I'm like, what in the world? They said they wanted to hear about this. I was super excited. Now they don't want to hear. And the priest looks at me and says, it's okay. There's just too much noise. This happens all the time. Maybe next time. And he leaves. And then I wake up. And I immediately understood when I woke up what the Lord was showing me was that there's so much noise in the world right now. We're so close to the end of time, and there's so much technological advancement that even the people that want to know about Jesus can't stay locked in. They can't keep their attention. There's too much noise. There's too much distraction. There's too much else that they could pay attention to. And souls are being lost as a result.
Oof, it's a heavy truth, man. Interesting vision, sir. Thanks for sharing.
But most of you guys don't
You
understand.
ever had, I'm sure I know some of y'all have had the dreams and maybe visions. What most of you guys don't understand is that
Is that Jesus says that in the last days it will be like the days of Noah. Everyone's just doing whatever they want. They're not getting right with the Lord. They're feeling convicted and feeling called to get right with the Lord, but doing nothing about it. That's what it was in the days of Noah, and that's what we're seeing right now, is that people are getting called out from social media. Like when I was lukewarm in the world, like several years ago, it was like no one was holding me accountable. Like you're scrolling constantly and people are telling you get right with the Lord, turn from your sin, all these things. Even if it's like one of those clocking videos like how I make, like you're still not getting the memo. Like it's still not clocking to you. Like all jokes aside, it's still not clocking to you. We are living in the days of Noah, and Jesus literally says that. He says that it will be like the days of Noah. People will be getting married and doing all these things, like just living their best life and having no regard to the fact that Christ Jesus literally is preparing the way to come back. Like, look at the world. And by the way, those who say the rapture is tomorrow or whatever, like, y'all don't actually read. Nobody knows the day nor the hour. Key word, no one knows the day, meaning that it is impossible for mankind to know the day. So, therefore, that's blatantly obvious and it's not the truth. Anyway, since no one knows the day nor the hour, how would they even know? This is the Bible. It seems like there are too many people who are looking at Christian influencers and listening to podcasts and sermons and all that stuff, but not actually opening up the Bible. Like, open this baby up.
Thanks, lady. Good message. Appreciate it. Best thing ever is to read the word for yourself. That's what I've done. Took me years to get to it, but I do it. I guess that was actually it. We got this last clip is actually a double up, which happens sometimes in all the madness. But you know what? Not bad timing. What do we got here? It's 5:40. That's not too bad. A little shorter, 3:40. I think I've misplaced some videos. I don't know how that happened, but I knew I had a couple other things I was waiting on. But that's okay. It happens every now and then, man. We had a little bit of a distraction earlier in the show. Hey, thank you all for being here, man. We were around, we're over 1,000 there for a while, just under now. But, man, each and every one, you're a blessing. So thanks for sharing your time with me today, man. Always a pleasure hanging out with y'all on a Saturday afternoon. Thanks for all the gifts and jewels and animations. I know I miss some people sometimes. I can't keep up with chat the whole time, but thank you, especially if I missed anybody. Thank you so much. And shout out to my members, of course. Thanks, Gato, for the memberships. And, of course, my Subscribe Star fam. Got to do that. But another thing I need to do before we go is some of the most important, the most important information I could ever share with you. And I just, the Lord put it on me a long time ago to start doing this kind of, I didn't know it'd turn into this, but just because I knew he gave me gifts, as far as exposing darkness in my own way. I'm not that I'm perfect or anything like that, but I've got my own unique kind of way about things. And he put that on me, so, and I've been doing it for so many years, but then I just, so I was good at showing people all the evil in the world, but I was never showing them a way out or giving them hope. And I didn't even get that at first. But as my videos grew and changed and I started growing into all this, it's like he really put it on my heart. It's like I needed to do that. So I do. Every time. He's right. The most important information I can share is Jesus. It's not a religious thing. It's a relationship. He is our Heavenly Father, man, the creator of all things. Came here in the flesh, lived a perfect life as Jesus, died a brutal death, was buried, 3 days later resurrected, ascended to heaven. He's coming back for his bride. It says so in the Bible, all right? So, and don't get into fights over that stuff. Remember, on the same time, man, just try to love each other as brothers and sisters in Christ and understand we're going to have differences of opinions. We're not like the devil where he wants a hive mind of all these people. It's not like that. You know what I mean? So, but enough about that. Just know that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. And Jesus said, most assuredly, I say to you, unless one is born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. And being born again, what is that? It's accepting that free gift of salvation, knowing the truth of him, confessing with your mouth, believing in your heart. That's a big portion. So he sees your heart. He knows what you really think and feel. But aren't you tired of being a slave to things? Aren't you tired of just maybe being miserable all the time, angry, depressed, out of your mind? You don't feel right. You got brain fog. No matter what it is, man, he's the answer. Jesus is the answer to all things, man. He'll change you. He's changed me over the years. I'm still changing and growing in what I do, man. He's brought me so far, things I never thought I'd defeat, but he defeated them. So, just give him a chance, okay? And I hope you will, all right? So let me say a prayer, too. Heavenly Father, thanks always for the platforms and for the wonderful people, the community, the family. I pray it grows. I pray that we all continue to love each other as brothers and sisters in Christ, to not get too caught up into differences of opinions or whatever it might be. And also, I pray that you help us to help you help the kingdom in any which way you choose, to guide us and lead us, and if it be in your will. And thank you for that. Thanks for everything you provide, all the wonderful things. And of course, for all the people out there praying, and people have issues, and they have friends that are injured, family that's injured, pets, loved ones, whatever it is, financial issues, but all those private prayers to you, Lord, from all these people. I just, pray you listen to them. Of course, we know you'll listen, but I pray that you help them in whichever way you choose. So thank you. We love you, Lord. I pray we're all found worthy to escape the things coming upon this earth. And in Jesus' name I pray, amen. All right, thank you, guys. Let's jump over here to y'all for a second. Throw a different background up here. There we go. Something nice. Something peaceful. So yeah, it's been a busy couple days. Make sure you check out my new video, please, if you haven't yet. Check out the live show from last night. Thank you again. It's always a real pleasure hanging out with you guys. So thank you all so much. Sorry if I missed any messages. I probably missed most messages here, but I try to keep up. But just thank you. Just know you count. You matter. I appreciate you being here, and because it's good for me too, man. You're my people. We're each other's people. We see things, not everything exactly alike, of course, but enough, to keep us together. And so I love that. So thank you. I love you guys in Christ. And uncensored show coming up Monday over on Rumble, 2 p.m. Central Standard. Under KJOZBORNE, there's a link below under the player. And then we'll continue on if all things work out the way they're supposed to, or the way I want them to. New video next week and new show for Friday. We'll figure all that out later, okay? So please follow on Subscribestar. Thank you for following on Subscribestar. Thank you, members. Love you guys, man. Really appreciate it. And again, thanks for the animations, the gifts, the jewels, all that stuff. It's fun. All right. Y'all take care. Thanks again, Tamara. You're awesome. Y'all have a wonderful one, and I'll see you in a couple days, okay? Have a great weekend. Thanks.